Hello, good evening. My name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again. This is going to be a live watch along. England against USA in the World Cup. Of course, England just need the win tonight, and that will put us through to the last 16, the knockout stage. Can we beat USA in the World Cup for the first ever time? We're about to find out. Stay with us. Coming up the other side of this. Real Martinelli. It's now with Granit Xhaka. Is it going to be the third goal? It is the third goal. Granit Xhaka with it. That seals it. Of course, there is a big Arsenal interest in this game, isn't there? Matt Turner, the US goalkeeper, will be coming up against his Arsenal teammate, of course, Bukayo Saka, 2 goals in the tournament already. Now, we've got the team news in for you. Probably not that many surprises, certainly from an England perspective. So this is how England line up then. Jordan Pickford in goal. Back four, Kieran Trippier, John Stones, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw, the same as it was against Iran. In midfield, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Mason Mount, and then the 3 up front. Bukayo Saka with 2 goals, of course. He was joint top scorer until earlier on today when Enner Valencia scored a 3rd. Harry Kane is fit, captain, and Raheem Sterling. So that's how the England team line up. For the USA, the in goal, as we said, it is Matt Turner, the Arsenal goalkeeper. Their back 4 is Serginho Dest, Walker Zimmerman, Tim Ream, and Anthony Robinson. Those last 2, of course, both play for Fulham in the Premier League. In midfield, it's Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, who's a captain. He does play for Leeds in the Premier League as well. It's Jonas Musa. And in the front 3, Timothy Ray, who scored their goal against Wales. It's Haji Wright and, of course, Christian Pulisic, who plays for Chelsea. So they are your lineups for this game. This is going to be not as easy maybe as everybody thinks. You know, we have only lost twice in 11 meetings with America previously, but both of those 2 defeats did come in the World Cup. One was in the World Cup in 1950. The other one was in the US Cup. We did draw with them in the 2010 World Cup as well, didn't we? So we've yet to beat them in a World Cup match. So this could be a first. And if it is, what would happen then is, of course, England would be through to the last 16 before that last game against Wales, which could be interesting, actually, because Wales obviously would have to win that game on Tuesday to have any chance of going through. And if England have already qualified, who knows what sort of team we might put out and how motivated we'll be to get that win. So, you know, maybe Wales will probably be hoping that England do win this tonight as well, because it might make their task easy if we don't need a result in that game on Tuesday to go through and to win the group. So, yeah, everything's going to happen tonight. It's going to be good. So we are not going to worry too much about these rainbow armbands and all that kind of stuff on this channel. There's no politics here. We're going to focus on the football because that's what the World Cup should be about, and that's what it is about. And you know, it's been a fairly average start to the tournament, I think, in terms of football that's been played. A lot of 0-0 draws. Obviously, there's been 1 or 2 good performances. Of course, England against Iran. That was a fantastic England performance, wasn't it? Scoring 6 goals and a great victory that was. Of course, Spain looked really good, didn't they? Brazil looked good as well. So there's been a few standout teams. France as well, putting a good performance against Australia. But they look as though they're going to be the favourites possibly in this tournament. We won't know exactly, will we, until everybody's played maybe 2 or 3 games and we've got into knockout stage. That's when the World Cup starts, isn't it? And I say if England can win this game tonight, then we will be in that knockout stage. So it is going to be a very, very interesting game. This obviously we're favourites to win. There's no doubt about that. Following the start that we got, of course, on when was the game again? Monday, wasn't it? You know, now we've got an opportunity to go through after 2 games. Brilliant. What more can you want, really? And then we can, you know, we've got a little bit more time to prepare for that first knockout game, which looks as though it's going to be possibly either Ecuador or Senegal. Probably that's who we'll probably face if we win the group. So, you know, not easier opposition, but certainly opposition that you would fancy our chances to beat, I would say. And then, you know, we're in the quarterfinals again and we go, and who knows? Yeah, I mean, I think we're all a little bit surprised at how the game against Iran went. Yes, I think Iran had their issues, didn't they, with the goalkeeper getting injured so early on, which obviously disrupted them. But England played well, you know, on the front foot. We got forward a lot. We created a lot of chances, and that's not something that we've been associating with a Gareth Southgate team, is it? So it's nice. It was nice to be able to witness that, and let's hope that it's going to be a tale of things to come. My concern is when the knockout games come around and the pressure's on, I think then I would expect to see this England team under this manager maybe go back into their shell a little bit more, as we have done in the previous tournaments that we've played. So yeah, but we'll see what happens. I mean, you know, we can only go off how we played, and we play really well against Iran. If we can put another good performance in tonight, get the victory, we're through, and then we can worry about the knockout stage then and see who it is that we have to play and prepare for that game. But it is looking as though it is going to be either Senegal or Ecuador, whoever maybe comes out on top in that game next is it Tuesday, isn't it? So it's going to be interesting, isn't it, to see who we might get. But we need to do our job first. You know, just because we won that first game, if we were to lose here tonight and then going into that Wales game, who knows? So I'm certainly not taking it for granted, definitely not. And I feel as though we need to get this job done tonight, get it out of the way, and then we're through, and then we can worry about it later on. Of course, a lot of spotlight on Bukayo Saka tonight, isn't there, following his fantastic performance in the first game. Those two brilliant goals, wasn't they? You know, the redemption, if you like, following the Euros final has been complete. And now he's, you know, England's Player of the Year. And of course, he's now such a key part, isn't he? Such a key player in this team that, you know, we expect him to be producing those performances game after game now, don't we? And why not? What a fantastic player he is. I loved his interview as well after the game against Iran. You know, really, he speaks well, doesn't he? He's such a rounded, down-to-earth young man. Brilliant player as well. And what a future he's got ahead of him. 21 years old he is. Just remember that. Still a very, very young player. But yeah, brilliant player, and he's gonna get even better, isn't he? So let's see how that goes. The teams are just coming out now onto the pitch. America are all in blue, dark blue. England, of course, being the white, the home kit for this game. We are officially the home team, technically, in this game. It's just the way that the fixtures come out. It doesn't really make much difference, does it? I suppose. But yeah, Harry Kane is leading England out. Of course, the captain. And the American captain, of course, Tyler Adams, who we know from the Premier League at Leeds. He's a good player at Leeds, isn't he? Tyler Adams, very, very good player. There's a couple of Leeds players as well, isn't there? On the bench, you've got Brendan Aronson's on the bench for America as well. And, of course, Calvin Phillips as well for England. So Leeds have got a little bit of representation in this particular game. Fulham as well, I say, Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson, both in the American defence tonight. Which you know, the two Fulham players. So a little bit of continuity there for America defensively, certainly. I mean, the game against Wales, they did okay at times, didn't they? They were ahead. They maybe feel they could have won that game. It was a late penalty, wasn't it, to deny them victory? And those 2 points dropped in that game could prove to be crucial for them, couldn't it, as they try to get out of this group, especially if we get the job done tonight and get through. And if we do that, then you know, America, then it would all rest on their last game against Iran. I mean, America against Iran doesn't sound very appealing, does it, in political sense? But in football, I'm sure the American team would fancy their chances. Although Iran played well today against Wales, didn't they? I thought they looked good, especially in that second half. They got 2 great goals at the end. Yes, Wales down to 10 men, you know, didn't help their cause particularly. But yeah, I thought Iran played a lot better in the game today against Wales than they did against us. Yes, you've got to look at the opposition they're playing. You know, Wales aren't as good as England, are they? And I'm sure we'll prove that next week as well. The national anthem there from the England players there look very fired up, England, for this game. Harry Maguire, of course, has been in the spotlight a lot, hasn't he, for England? He didn't do a lot wrong, did he, really, against Iran? Yes, he got a bit of an injury, didn't he, had to go off after their first goal. You could say there was a little bit of fault for that, but maybe he wasn't 100% fit at that particular time. So maybe we can let him off that. He didn't have a bad game at all, did he? And to be fair, he hasn't really let England down. He's struggled in the Premier League. He can't get a regular game at Manchester United, but when it comes to England, he's not really let us down, has he? You have to say he hasn't. And I can understand in that sense why he's picked by Gareth Southgate. It just seems strange that when Southgate said if he wasn't playing for your club, you wasn't going to get picked for England, and that's obviously not the case because he hasn't been getting picked regularly for his club, has he? And he's in this England side. Not that we've got an awful lot of other options at centre back, natural centre backs, I suppose. On the bench, you've got Connor Cody. Is he a top level international player? I'm not sure if he is, our own Ben White, of course. Difficult, you'd say, when he can't get a game at centre-back for Arsenal and they're expecting him to play centre-back for England. He's been playing really well at right-back. He'd maybe be a good option at right-back for England, wouldn't he? But, of course, Kieran Trippier has got that position and he's been playing really well. So, yeah, they're the only two sort of natural centre-halves, really, aren't they, that we've got in the squad. Eric Dyer does play there for Tottenham. He can play there. He's played there for England. But, again, is he a better central defender than Harry Maguire? Probably not. And when you look at the squad of players that we've got at this World Cup, you know, this is probably not far off what you'd consider to be our strongest 11, isn't it? Pretty much when you look through it. Issues on the goalkeeper. Is Jordan Pickford better than Aaron Ramsdale or Nick Pope? Difficult to say. I don't think there's a lot to choose between all three of them, actually. But when it comes to playing for England, Pickford very rarely let England down, has he? So again, you kind of understand why he gets picked. You know, Luke Shaw, left back. Yeah, he's not a regular in the Manchester United team. But then again, how many natural English left backs have we got playing regularly in the Premier League? Not many. And you look at the squad, there isn't really another left back, a natural left back in the squad, even, is there? When you look through the squad, so you know that's an issue that we've got. It's something that we need to obviously address. But Luke Shaw, again, for England, he had a decent Euros, didn't he? And he had a decent game the other night as well, the other day as well. So yeah. Of course, Jude Bellingham was the star, wasn't he, of that first game against Iran? Brilliant performance from him. Looking forward to seeing if he can reproduce it again, because it's all about, isn't it, consistency. You know, it's all very well playing well in one game, fantastic. You know, he was brilliant, but it's about following those performances up, isn't it? Regularly producing these performances, you know, game in game throughout the tournament, and that's how you become, a world-class player. That's how you consider a world-class player, isn't it? You know, we've had it before at tournaments, haven't we? We, of course, can forget Italia 90, the Gaza tournament. He had a similar impact, didn't he, to Jude Bellingham? It did in that first game, and it's just now, is this going to be Jude Bellingham's tournament, or will it be Bukayo Saka's tournament? We'd love that, wouldn't we? Bukayo Saka playing for England at a World Cup. I mean, fantastic for him. Brilliant experience. I say following on from his performances in the Euros last summer. So yeah, it's been a good couple of years for Bukayo Saka, isn't it? Not bad for Arsenal either. I say tonight he's coming up against his Arsenal teammate, isn't he, Matt Turner, who, you know, has looked a little bit shaky in his first game for Arsenal, this Zurich game in the Europa League. But since then, when he's played, he hasn't played very often. We admit that, but when he's played, he's looked okay, hasn't he? So I think he's a decent goalkeeper, and I'm sure he's going to prove to be a difficult barrier to get past. He was only beaten by a penalty, wasn't he, against Wales? Although he has got a great record at saving penalties, actually, Matt Turner. I was maybe expecting him to save that one. Anyway, we're just about to get underway here in Qatar. It is going to be England all in white to kick off. We're attacking a goal to our right in this first half. America all in dark blue. England against America is always a big matchup, isn't it? Whatever it's about. It's going to be Mason Mount who is going to kick off. England players take the knee, the Americans don't. And we are just about to get off and underway. In fact, we are off and underway now. Mason Mount plays it back to John Stones for England. He plays it square out to that far side to Harry Maguire. Back to John Stones again. I'm sure England will have the majority of the possession. America will probably look to keep things tight and try and catch us on the counter-attack. And who knows if that's going to work for them, but we'll see. John Stones now again in possession for England. Plays it back out again to Harry Maguire. Those two seem to be the only two players that are playing with this football at this moment in time. They've played it between themselves 4 or 5 times now, and still it carries on. Maguire again in possession. Now it goes over to that far side. England's left back, Luke Shaw, plays a long ball actually up the line, looking for the run of Mason Mount, but America do clear it up. It goes back to Matt Turner, who isn't the best with the ball at his feet, and he's just hoofed that clearance out for a throw over on that far side to England, which Raheem Sterling is going to take. No, he's not. He's going to leave it to Luke Shaw. We've played at the first minute. Of course, Luke Shaw did get a very early goal, didn't he, in that Euro final against Italy at Wembley last summer. And he's trying to get forward again, but now USA have actually won the ball back, and they can come forward now over on that far side with McKennie. He's done really well, actually. Plays it out to the far side. This is good from America, actually. That ball played in, looking for the run of Haji White there, but the ball's gone all the way back to Jordan Pickford, who's kicked it long. But it's American head gets there, and Harry Maguire wins the second header for England and plays it forward. But again, USA picked the ball up over on that far side. They're trying to come forward again. In fact, there's a foul there. I think it was Luke Shaw over on that far side. The referee not very happy with that. And he's just gone over to talk to the England left back. And it's going to be a free kick to America over on that far side, just inside the England half. Over on the far side, that's America's. In fact, it's on halfway on England's left-hand side. We've played 2 minutes here in Qatar. It is still, obviously, England 0, USA 0. And so far, not really much has happened. It's been pretty cagey first half, but first few minutes, but England just won the ball back there. It was a good tackle, actually, from Jude Bellingham. Knocked the ball back, but it's run all the way through to Matt Turner in goal for America. Plays it forward up that far side. It's a good ball, actually. It's good play from McKennie again. Plays the ball up the line, but Harry Maguire's across. No nonsense from Maguire. Just kicks it into the stand. It is going to be a throw to America midway inside the England half over on that far side. America's right. It's going to be McKennie to take it again. Throws it inside to right. Gets the ball back again. McKennie battling away for it there. McKennie plays for Juventus, of course, in Serie A. It's going to be another throw to the USA, is it? Or is it? No, it's an England throw this time, which Luke Shaw is going to take. So a win for England tonight puts us through to the last 16, the knockout stage, with a game to spare. It's a good position to be in, is it? Not something that we're maybe that used to, is it, following England? Quite often it goes down to last game drama, doesn't it? But it's not going to be that case in this World Cup if we can win this game. Jude Bellingham again in midfield tries to thread the ball through. In fact, it's come back to Declan Rice. He heads it forward, but America have kept that out. I know they can try and come forward themselves with Christian Pulisic, the Chelsea man. He is the most experienced player in this American side, actually. Scored the most goals as well. America now coming forward over on this near side. It's going to go out of play, though. It's going to be a throw to England. It was Robinson there, Anthony Robinson, the Fulham defender, getting forward. Their left back, but Kieran Trippier is going to take this throw, the Newcastle man. Been in great form this season, hasn't he? Newcastle, of course, third in the Premier League going into this World Cup break. And Trippier has been a big part of their performances this season. He's been great, hasn't he? It's England coming forward now over on that far side. Raheem Sterling holds the ball up, plays it back again to Luke Shaw. The game's not really got any pattern yet. We've played just over 4 minutes. England have had much more possession, but not really got into the America half yet at all. And America have only had one sort of brief attack just a moment ago. They didn't really lead anywhere. So it's been a very, very cagey opening 4.5 minutes here. But England in possession again. Kieran Trippier plays the ball forward. Harry Kane, pretty much his first touch, does well actually on halfway, holds it up well. He then buys the foul. He's got the foul. It is going to be a free kick to England on this near side, which Kieran Trippier is going to take. Far too far out for Kieran Trippier to try a shot. We know how good he is from set pieces. Scored a lot of goals, hasn't he, for England and, of course, for Newcastle as well. And Tottenham prior to that, as we know. But this one was inside his own half. Anyway, John Stones now in possession for England. Plays the ball out to the far side to Luke Shaw. England just knocking the ball around, just trying to give everyone a touch of the ball, I think, try to settle down. But so far, no real pattern to the game. We've played 5 minutes and nothing has happened as yet. Harry Maguire in possession now for England, just outside the England penalty area. Plays it square to John Stones again. Those two have probably had the most touches of the ball in these opening 5 minutes. Stones again plays it square to Jude Bellingham, who plays it out to that far side to Harry Maguire again. Harry Maguire plays the ball up the far side. It's not a great ball, though. Looking for Luke Shaw. It's gone out for a throw. Wasn't very good, that, from Harry Maguire. The ball's gone straight out over on that far side. It's going to be a throw to America, which Dest is going to take. Serginho Dest, who plays for AC Milan, another Serie A player in this American side. He's going to take this throw just inside the America's half, or just inside the England half, over on that far side. We've played nearly 6 minutes. It's been very, very cagey this opening 6 minutes. Nothing so far has really happened. But America coming forward now over on that far side. This is nice play, actually, from the Americans. They've got the ball now to this near side. It's with Robinson again, but England force USA back, and now England want a throw on halfway on this near side. Bukayo Saka, I don't think he's touched the ball yet on the pitch. He's just picked it up then and thrown it back to Kieran Trippier. He's not had a kick yet, Bukayo Saka. Just the ball hasn't really come forward in the America half of the pitch age yet, but it is a throw on halfway, which Kieran Trippier is going to take for England. Maybe looking for some movement ahead of him. He hasn't really got much. Harry Kane drops deep and gets that ball, plays it up this near side. Mason Mount tries to run after it, but he's not going to get there. And the ball runs all the way through to Matt Turner, of course, Arsenal's goalkeeper, who's, of course, one of the regulars in this America side, isn't he? They're number one, wearing number one. Plays the ball out to Tim Ream, gets it back to Robinson. America now trying to come forward, but Christian Pulisic plays it in to midfield to Musa there. This is good from America, actually. Robinson again plays it back infield to Tyler Adams, the Leeds United players, America's captain. Tim Ream again plays the ball up this near side to Robinson. The Fulham connection there. Robinson's done well, but he can't keep that ball in. He knocked it past Bukayo Saka, but it got out for a throw to England. We've played 7.5 minutes and nothing much has really happened so far. It is a throw, though, to England, which Kieran Trippier is going to take on this near side, throws it infield. It's a good throw, actually, picked up by Harry Kane. He forces it over to that far side to Luke Shaw. He's got a little bit of space to run into. He just leaves it now for Raheem Sterling. Got a goal, didn't he, against Iran. Harry Maguire plays it into Declan Rice. And England still keeping possession, but not looking threatening at all, not even getting the ball in America's half. The ball's now back with John Stones, and he plays it square to Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire plays it out to that far side to Luke Shaw. Plays it infield to Declan Rice. Now this is looking better from England, actually. Luke Shaw's done well over on that side. Finds Declan Rice, plays it across to Kieran Trippier now on his near side. Lofts the ball over the top, looking for Bukayo Saka. Is he going to get his first opportunity to get into this game, Saka? He isn't. It's headed out by Robinson. It's going to be a throw, though, to England. Just in line with the USA penalty area on this near side. Trippier comes forward to take it as well. First time England. It's the furthest England have been up the pitch, actually, so far in his first 8.5 minutes. Trippier gets the ball back off Bellingham. There's a 50-50 challenge there. England do come away with the ball, but it's gone all the way back to Harry Maguire. And it is England 0, USA 0, 9 minutes played. It's been a very cagey 9 minutes. John Stones now plays the ball up to Bukayo Saka. This is nice though from England. Jude Bellingham now just on the edge of the American penalty. Plays it into Bukayo Saka. Pulls it back. Is it going to be a goal? Oh, it was Harry Kane.
Should have missed that.
It was saved there by Matt Turner. Harry Kane didn't really get hold of it as well as he would have liked. It may well have took a deflection, actually. It's a good move, though. It's the best England have produced so far. Bukayo Saka pulled the ball back to Kane. In fact, hit the defender in front of him, Robinson. No, not Robinson, sorry. It was Zimmerman. Good block, actually, there from the American defender who plays for Nashville. It was a good block. He's going to be a first corner, though, to England, but that was a great move. 2 or 3 quick passes. Jude Bellingham involved, Bukayo Saka involved, and Harry Kane. That shot was on target. It may well have gone in, but it took a deflection. Good defending, actually, it was from Zimmerman, but it's a corner to England over on that near side. Trippier with it. It's a header comes in from John Stones, but he doesn't really get hold of it. It's going to run all the way through to that far side. Harry Maguire's done well, keeps the ball in. Harry Maguire gets inside the penalty area. Harry Maguire goes past 2 players, pulls it back, looking for Sterling. America clear it away, and then a shot comes in from distance from Luke Shaw. Good play that was from Harry Maguire. He didn't really seem comfortable with what he was doing at first, but he did well, actually. Kept the ball in. Maybe he perhaps didn't realise he had as much space as he did, but he beat 1 challenge, beat 2, pulled the ball back well towards Sterling. Again, it was good defending from America. In fact, it was Mason Mount with a shot high over the crossbar. Maybe just putting it into the penalty area would have been the better option for Mount now. But it's going to be a goal kick to America. It's their fans behind that goal where Matt Turner's defending in this first half. We've played 10 minutes, and that's the first England have really shown in the attacking end of the pitch so far. It's a good move, that, and it almost led to the opening goal. But it is still 0-0. And we've got a new guest joining us. 11 minutes played. England 0, America 0. But England have had the first real chance of this game. It has been a rather slow start, but that was much better from England. We're coming forward now again over on that far side. Luke Shaw plays it back to Maguire. Back to Stones again. John Stones again. England go backwards rather than forwards. It goes back to Jordan Pickford just outside the penalty area. Harry Maguire again finds John Stones. I say those two must have had the most touches in the game so far. Is that Harry Maguire's going to get the ball back off Stones again? This has been the way England have played this so far. Luke Shaw now over on that far side plays the ball up the line looking for Sterling, but Sterling tried to let it run to the Mason Mount, who ran off him, but it hit the American defender. I think it was McKennie, and it's gone out for a throw over on that far side to England, which Luke Shaw takes, throws it back to Maguire, and he finds Stones again. Stones with a little bit of space, plays the ball up this near side. Kieran Trippier just plays it back again to Declan Rice. England having all the possession, but all inside their own half, and that's been the tale of this game. Now we might be had to come forward again. Sterling over on that far side does really well. Raheem Sterling keeps good balance there, plays it into Harry Kane. Harry Kane tried to find Bukayo Saka, but the ball lacked direction, and it was cleared away. And Kieran Trippier is going to keep the ball in on this near side, plays up that line again, looking for Saka, but Bellingham's won the ball back well. Jude Bellingham, he brushed off Robertson as though he wasn't there, but America do deal with that pretty well, actually. Now they can come forward themselves with Musa. He plays it back to Zimmerman. It was his block that prevented Harry Kane giving England the lead a few moments ago, but England coming forward again now over on the far side. Mason Mount is in possession for England. A Chelsea man plays it back to his Chelsea teammate Raheem Sterling. Now it's Jude Bellingham on this near side now. Kieran Trippier. This is better from England getting possession in the America half of the pitch. That's where we want it to be. John Stones now plays out to that far side to Luke Shaw. He's got Mason Mount outside him. Comes back to Declan Rice. Plays it to John Stones again. He's got a little bit of space in front of him. Plays the ball in to Bellingham. This is good. Goes out to this near side. Kieran Trippier finds Bukayo Saka inside the box. Saka pulls it back. It's deflected. It's going to be a chance for Harry Kane, is it? No, it isn't. It's good defending, actually, from McKennie for America. Weston McKennie there just got in front of Harry Kane, who looked like he was going to try a spectacular volley. And that deflected cross from Bukayo Saka. But still England in possession over on the far side with Luke Shaw. Plays it back to Mason Mount. It goes back again to Declan Rice, now square to John Stones, plays up this near side. Kieran Trippier again plays it on to Bukayo Saka, who's started to get into the game now. He's had 2 or 3 good moments. He's held up though there by Tim Ream, but England do manage to get the ball across, but it is going to just come through to goalkeeper Matt Turner. He looked like he was just going to throw the ball at them, but he's held on to it. Turner, all in orange. The American goalkeeper, the Arsenal goalkeeper, of course. Arsenal reserve goalkeeper. Arsenal's 2 goalkeepers in this game, aren't they? Obviously, Aaron Ramsdale on the bench for England as well. The 2 Arsenal goalkeepers who've been fighting it out at Arsenal, haven't they, for that first team slot? And at the moment, they're Matt Turner is certainly number 1 for his country, anyways. But America coming forward now on that far side with Dest as well. Finds McKennie again. You can't miss him. He's got like red hair. He's got like a red streak in his hair, so he's quite easy to spot. Plays the ball square in to Tim Ream, the Fulham defender. Finds his Fulham teammate, Anthony Robertson, plays it inside to Pulisic. A lot of Premier League players in this American side. In fact, there's only one of the starting team that actually plays in America. That is Zimmerman, who plays for Nashville. All the rest of them do play in Europe. I'll say 2 or 3 in the Premier League as well. But England coming forward now. Harry Kane does well inside the centre circle, holds it up, finds it. Bukayo Saka just lays it off to Bellingham. Now it goes over to that far side to Luke Shaw. It's played at quite a slow pace, this game, though, so far. But when England did pass the ball quickly a few moments ago, it did lead to an opportunity which almost brought a goal. Bukayo Saka now very central. He's got Luke Shaw outside him on that far side. He finds Luke Shaw. Can he get across it? He finds Sterling inside the box. Raheem Sterling plays it back again to Luke Shaw. Cuts inside. Can he get across in? He does towards the far post, but just goes through to goalkeeper Matt Turner, who just rolls the ball out. Mark's in the chat. He says, good evening and good morning to me. Come on, England. What time is it where you are, Mark? You're in New Zealand, aren't you? And Terry as well. How you doing, Terry? He says, evening, Richard, Mrs. B. Me watching the men's England team is as exciting as watching paint dry. Well, it has been so far. It hasn't been the most exciting start to this game, like has to be said. It's very, very slow pace. But, you know, ultimately it's about getting a result, isn't it? And if England win and go through, then it's job done, isn't it? But yeah, hasn't been exciting to watch, that's true. Certainly not as exciting as the Iran game, which was quite good, wasn't it? But you don't get many of them with the England men's team, you're right. Mark says there it is. Oh, 8:15 in the morning. Oh, okay, it's not too early then. Not too early, is it really, I suppose? But I mean, we have games on. It's 10 o'clock our time when obviously the Wales game was on. I know, was it 9 o'clock? No, it was 10 o'clock, wasn't it? The game started at 10 o'clock. So that's the earliest game that we've had in this World Cup, which isn't too bad, is it? But anyway.
What was the result of that one then? The Wales one?
Wales lost 2-0.
You've got that in the syndicate as well, haven't you?
I know, I'm out. It's pretty much
you're out.
Well, not out yet.
Well, you will be.
No, I'm not. Well, what I need is England to win this game, and then Wales beat England, so Wales stay in. But they won't.
You can't have that.
Well, they might be the worst team in the tournament. Actually, they won't because they've already got a point.
I was going to say Qatar's out, though, aren't they?
Yeah, Qatar are out. Yeah, they'll be the worst team in the tournament. But anyway,
I was going to say.
England have got a free kick now. Jude Bellingham was just fouled just inside of the America half on his near side. Kieran Trippier is going to take this free kick. I think it was Pulisic with a foul, actually. Anyway, we took that free kick quickly and the ball's gone back to John Stones. It's very slow, the play here. The build-up's very slow from England.
It is.
And we're not really threatening too much. There was just that one opportunity for Harry Kane, which was well defended, actually, by Walker, Zimmerman. Good defending from him. Anyway, England in possession again. John Stones got loads of time to pick his options. He just plays it forward to Declan Rice. And Trippier plays it back again to John Stones just outside the England penalty area. We just keep in possession inside our own half, which is fair enough, but it's not particularly exciting to watch, unfortunately. And Kane goes back to Jordan Pickford. 18 minutes played, and it's been quite a dull 18 minutes, if we're totally honest. But it's been all England possession, and America haven't threatened at all so far in this game, but we've only had that one opportunity, but we are trying to come forward again over on that far side. It's with Mason Mount. He switches it to the near side to Kieran Trippier. He just lays it off to John Stones. But the game is played almost is at a walking pace. There seems to be no urgency. Whether the other result earlier on today has made it less important for both these two teams to win this game, whether they'll both be fairly happy with a draw. America will probably fancy their chances against Iran, which would be enough to put them through, wouldn't it? And obviously, if we get a draw here, then Wales to come. You'd imagine that we should be able to get a result against them. But anyway, let's try and win this game.
Well, I was going to say, win.
I'm sure we want to win this game, but so far we don't look as though we're playing with a lot of urgency. Harry Kane's done well there. Actually, holds the ball up well. He's gone past one challenge, finds Bukayo Saka. Plays it inside to Bellingham. They were the two best players, wasn't they, against Iran? But Bellingham's lost the ball. And now America have got a chance to get a counter-attack with Pulisic. Finds Munish there, plays the ball out to that far side. Suddenly America have coming forward. This is the first time they've really looked threatening. A ball over on that far side, but the cross comes in. Well defended, actually, by Declan Rice. But America do pick the ball up again. It's with McKennie. That was a good burst forward there from Dest on that far side. And now Pulisic again for America. This is better again. They're coming forward. Again, it's Dust on that far side. A cross comes in, but it's too close to Jordan Pickford. Comfortable there from the England goalkeeper. The first thing he's really had to do, and it was quite a comfortable catch there. That wasn't a great cross from Serginho Dest on that far side. Pickford now throws the ball out to Luke Shaw. We've played 20 minutes and not very much has happened, if we're totally honest. Just that one Harry Kane shot, which was the best move England have managed to put together. And of course, Bukayo Saka was involved, as you would expect, because if England are going to do anything, it's probably going to come from him, isn't it, on this near side? But anyway, Luke Shaw now over on that left-hand side for England. Again, no movement in front of him, so he plays the ball back again to Harry Maguire. It's been a very, very slow pace, this game. But that's a better ball into midfield to Bellingham. Turns away well. Tried to find Bukayo Saka, but that pass was cut out. And now Pulisic has got a little bit of space for America. Dinks the ball over the top, but it's overhit. Runs through to Jordan Pickford. Looking there for Timothy Weah, of course, scored the goal, didn't he, against Wales the other day for America. Their only goal in this World Cup so far. Harry Kane on halfway. He's playing very deep again, isn't he, Kane? Picking the ball up on a halfway line mainly. But we need him. Well, we need to get the ball forward better, really, before he can do any damage inside the penalty area. And when we did, he had an opportunity, didn't he? But we're just not doing that enough in this game so far. John Stones now got a little bit of time, plays the ball in field to Jude Bellingham, plays it out to that far side. Harry Maguire plays it up the line to Luke Shaw. Gets it back again, Maguire. But it's all very slow. It's all very dull, and nothing much is going on. England still in their own half. We've had possession for the last 5 minutes. Now it comes into America half on its near side, but Kieran Trippier takes it back in to the England half again, and it's with John Stones. This is really, really dull football from England.
Come on.
I mean, the possession stats will probably show 75% possession for England, which will make it look like we've dominated the game, but we've done absolutely nothing with it. We've done nothing with this ball at all. And we're doing nothing with it now. John Stones has got it. Plays a ball forward into the centre circle.
You know, they're not getting pressed.
No, they're not. Kieran Trippier now has got a little bit of space. Just plays it up the line to Mason Mount on his near side. But again, England just give the ball away. Our passing in the final third hasn't been good. And yeah, not great at all. Mark says, I spent 5 years in London, 97 to 2002, teaching and playing football. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, that's good.
Well, you moved out of London nearly the same time as I did. 2001 I moved out, so a little bit just after me. It's a throw now to England on this near side. Kieran Trippier it was with it. Harry Kane again is very deep. He's got the ball. He's done well, Harry Kane. Holds the ball up well. That's what he's good at. Uses his body well, doesn't he? Gets his body in between the player and the ball. He did it well there, but it's not really helped England go forward because John Stones has now got the ball midway inside the England half, which is where it's been for most of this opening 23 minutes. Now, though, Kieran Trippier can come forward, carry down his near side. He does well. Trippier infield. Again, he's tackled America, just sitting everyone behind the ball, which isn't really helping, but you've got to expect, haven't you? It's England's responsibility to try and break them down. That's a better ball over to that far side, though. Raheem Sterling now running at that American defence just inside the penalty area, cuts inside. Good run from Sterling. It ricochets off him and it's cleared away by Tim Ream. But again, England picked the ball up. That was a little bit better, though. Sterling on the ball over on that far side. Ran past a couple of defenders. In the end, the ball just ricocheted off him and America are able to clear it away. But it's now on halfway with John Stones. Pings the ball over the top, looking for Bukayo Saka. He's got a little bit of space now, Saka on his near side. It wasn't a great touch, actually. Whoa. And he's run the ball out of play. And it's going to be a throw. That kind of sums up England's play, really, in this opening 24 minutes in the attacking third. The final ball's not quite been there mostly, but and that kind of summed it up, really. You know, a throw up the line there taken by Robinson. And England pick up possession again today. In fact, it's going to be a free kick to America. The referee was quite sure about that decision, and it is going to be a free kick to America there, which they've taken. Zimmerman plays it up that far side to Dest. And America getting a little bit of possession now for the first time. They've not really had too much of the ball, have they? Matt Turner now just plays it short to Tim Ream. Rivals in the Premier League, of course, those two, but teammates tonight. Pulisic, another Premier League player. He was fouled, but the referee allows him to go on because he's got possession. McKennie now on that far side. America coming forward again. Plays the ball back. That was nice. This is a good play for America. They're keeping possession. Now it's with Tyler Adams, the Leeds player. So to that far side again.
I see what you mean by his hair. Look at that.
Yeah, you can't miss him, can you? It's actually it's got the American colours, isn't it? Red, white colours as well. Red, white, and blue.
That's red, white, and blue.
Yeah, he's American now. Over on that far side, the cross comes in from Dest. No, he doesn't. He goes back instead. Now the cross is going to come in towards the edge. Oh, the penalty area! A shot. A first chance. It was McKennie with the hair, with the shot, but it's gone over the top. That was the clearest chance of goal there. That was a good.
What's this with the hands behind the back,
that was a good attack from America, actually. It looked like Dest was going to cross it. Instead, he played it back. The cross did come in. It fell to McKennie unmarked, about 10 yards out. He really should have found the target there, actually. That was a big chance for America to take the lead. He knows it as well. And I don't know whether his hair put the defenders off because nobody wanted to mark him. He was free inside the penalty area, but fired it over. And that was a let-off for England, actually, because that was a good America move. They've not had too many in this game so far, but they did string together a decent move there. It was a cross came in from Hadi Wright, it was, and he was totally unmarked. Weston McKennie, and it was a poor finish. But England now got a throw at the other end of the pitch, which we've taken. It's back with John Stones. So it just goes to show it. You know, England needs to be switched on because America have got some quality there. We saw that was a good move they put together. Pulisic started that with a strong run.
He's a good player.
He is a good player, yeah. That ball played up that far side. Luke Shaw just keeps it in. but Dest manages to get it possession for America and then plays it off Luke Shaw. It's going to be a throw. It's going to be McKennie to take it. That big miss, he'll know that was a big chance. The Juventus man should have scored. He's completely free in the box. In fact, Bukayo Saka it was, maybe left him. It would have been maybe a slight mistake there from Bukayo Saka, but we got away with it. And America now have won another free kick. And they're just starting to get into this game a little bit more now, America. They hardly had a kick for 25 minutes. And now suddenly, maybe boosted by that attack they just had. It was just a foul there by Kieran Trippier. Maybe lucky he's not got a yellow card, actually. But anyway, it isn't. But it is a free kick, which Zimmerman is going to take with a little bun on top of his hair. They've got some strange hair, some of these American players. But anyway, it's just, I suppose it's the Americans for you, isn't it? Matt Turner, he's got kind of normal hair for an American. Plays it out to Tim Ream. Gets it back again, Matt Turner. Now it's back with Zimmerman over on that far side. Dest now kicks the ball back again, Zimmerman. And now America are keeping possession in their own half, as England have done so much in this game. But now McKennie can cross halfway over on that far side. Now he cuts infield. Does well. He finds Pulisic on this near side. Now he's got Robinson just outside him. Robinson plays it into the box to McKennie again. It's a little bit of a loose touch, but he's done well to keep possession. He comes back out to Robinson. Plays it back again to Munchu's shot is deflected, actually. Musa, sorry. It's deflected his shot there, and it comes the ball for Jordan Pickford. But suddenly America looking a little bit more threatening now. It actually deflected off Declan Rice. And that was actually a decent deflection because that shot may well have been going on target. And in the end, it was comfortable for Pickford. I'll say last 2 or 3 minutes, America have suddenly looked a lot more dangerous and a lot more threatening. And England need to up their game.
They definitely need to up the
if
game.
we're going to get a result here, because
you need to pick up the pace as well.
Yeah, we have to. It's very, very slow. It's very cumbersome.
Very
everything that we're doing in this game.
Wait, come on.
Declan Rice now inside the centre circle does well. The West Ham man plays the ball out to that far side. Luke Shaw. He's got a little bit of movement in front of him. Finds Mason Mount inside the box, but he wanted an extra touch there, and it was taken off him by Sergio Dest, and it's run through to Matt Turner. The American goalkeeper rolls the ball out to Tim Ream. He goes square to the other end of the penalty to Zimmerman. Now Dest again over on that far side. It's America's turn for the possession spell now. Ball goes back to Matt Turner. Just lays it off to Ream. He goes square to Zimmerman again. And now it's Dest over on that far side. Plays it in to midfield to Timothy Ray. The goal scorer for them against Wales. And America just knocking the ball around without, again, inside their own half, without threatening to come forward. That's been the tale of this opening half an hour, really. It's been, there's a foul there given away by Mason Mount, I think it was, on Musa. And it is going to be a free kick to America. In fact, it was John Stones with a foul.
Oh, Stones, yeah.
A bit late there, he did catch him. It was a foul, and it is going to be a free kick just inside the America half, which Tim Ream is going to take. We've played 30 minutes, and it's been 30 rather dull minutes, if we're totally honest. But both teams have had a good opportunity to score. Harry Kane early on for England was blocked by defender Zimmerman, and then at the other end, it was the best chance of all for Weston McKennie for the Americans. Fired over the crossbar from 10 yards unmarked. Really should have hit the target at least. Falls Pickford into a save, but he didn't. And that was a let-off for England. And you have to say America have been the better team in the last 5-10 minutes, where they barely got a kick before that. But they're coming forward again over on that far side. That's a good header from Harry Maguire. Falls to Jude Bellingham. Not had much influence so far in this game. But England do keep possession over on that far side. Mason Mount battles away for the ball, and he's won a free kick. It was a hand in his face there from the American over on that far side. It was Tyler Adams, actually. No, it was McKennie. Was it McKennie? It was McKennie with just an arm in his face there.
Yeah.
And it is a free kick to England, which they've taken there. Coming forward on this near side, Kieran Trippier for England. He's got Bukayo Saka in front. It's a good cross, actually, but it's headed out well by Zimmerman. But
on.
England do pick the ball up again with Trippier. Now he finds John Stones on halfway. And again, America forced us back again. That's been the tail of this first half, really, so far. John Stones plays it back to Jordan Pickford. He goes long up the far side, looking for Raheem Sterling. But that's a good defensive header from Dest for the Americans, and they can come forward again. But England have picked the ball up in midfield. Mason Mount, but it ricochets off him, and that's good play from McKennie, actually. He's probably been America's best player, despite missing that chance. He's coming forward now. It's a good run just inside the penalty area on that far side. Plays the ball towards at the edge of the box to Mensah, plays it forward to this near side to Pulisic inside the area. Pulisic's shot, he's hit the crossbar. That's the closest we've come to a goal. Christian Pulisic there. And again, America looking dangerous coming forward. It was McKennie started that move over on the far side. In the end, the ball did fall to Pulisic just inside the penalty area. And it was just at the top of the crossbar. That was a great effort, actually. Didn't look like he had enough room to get the shot in. It beat Pickford. And if it had been a fraction lower, that would have hit the underside of the bar and gone in. Instead, it hit the top of the crossbar and went over. Another let off for England. That's twice now America could have scored. Mark says there, my highlights in London, working for the Community Arsenal Study Support ITC Centre for Children. Oh, that sounds great. Trying with Lincoln City and scoring a goal from over halfway in Tooting. No, that sounds like a good one. Same we didn't get it on camera. That would have been good, wouldn't it? Terry says there, Mount doing his Chelsea cheating. Yeah, he was a little bit there. Terry says unlucky USA at the bar. Yeah, it was very unlucky. And I say they've had the two best chances of this first half. And England haven't really got going. It's been really, really poor. But this is I think maybe the Iran game, we all got a little bit excited thinking, oh, maybe this tournament's going to be different. Maybe England are going to be playing attacking football and we're going to be looking exciting to watch. And actually, we're not. This has just gone back to what we've been used to seeing from England for a long time. Very, very slow, very cumbersome, and not really doing an awful lot. But we've got a free kick now, midway inside the America half, very central. We've got a few players over at Saka, Mount, Trippier and Shaw. You'd imagine Trippier is probably going to take it. But we'll see what happens. It's probably too far out to shoot, even for Kieran Trippier, who we know can score free kicks. This one is miles too far out for a shot. In fact, we've taken it short. Kieran Trippier plays it to the far post. Harry Maguire heads it back in. Not a great header, actually, and Durst managed to clear it away. And then Ray clears it further up the pitch. But it's going to be Luke Shaw to pick it up. We didn't really make the most of that free kick, actually. We again, overthinking things a little bit from set pieces. Just get the ball in the box. Instead, we tried some clever little movement and a ball flicked to the far post. It didn't really work. But Kieran Trippier is now back in possession for England. Declan Rice inside the centre circle. Finds Stones. Now Trippier is almost in the centre-back position. Him and Stones have almost swapped positions just briefly. Harry Maguire now in possession for England. Brings the ball forward and then finds Bellingham. He goes back to Trippier, goes back to Pickford. It's gone backwards again. We're into the last 10 and a half minutes of this first half. It's been very, very poor game to watch. Really slow, really dull. And actually England are quite fortunate to still be level because America have had the best two chances. Trippier there plays the ball back again to Harry Maguire. There's a lot of the ball, Harry Maguire, but pretty much all of it's been inside his own half. Pings it out to that far side to Luke Shaw. He's going to get it back again. Maguire, I'm sure he's had the most touches in this first half. He's coming forward with the ball now. Plays it in to Bellingham, to Declan Rice. Now Luke Shaw on that far side. A little bit better from England this. Can we get some end product from this? Finds Mason Mount over on that far side. Cuts in, puts a cross in. Flicked on by Jude Bellingham inside the penalty area. Gets a header again now. It's Raheem Sterling trying to create some space. The ball falls to Luke Shaw on that far side. Plays it back to Mason Mount again. Thinks to the far post, looking for Harry Kane, but he's not going to get there. And Matt Turner's out and does well. And that's a good kick, actually, from Matt Turner. Puts Pulisic in, but good defending from John Stones. What a great kick that was there from goalkeeper Turner. Everyone was saying he's not so great with his feet, but he certainly was there. That was a good kick out, trying to put Pulisic away. But good covering from John Stones. It's going to be a throw to America, which they've taken on this near side. Robinson plays the ball back to Ream. And then it's across to Zimmerman. Of course, Pulisic it was, hit the bar. The nearest we've come to a goal so far in this game. And it was the Americans with it. And they've looked the more likely to score, you have to say. They're coming forward again, but that ball wasn't great. Bukayo Saka cut it out. But Ray does well, actually. Plays out to that far side to McKennie. He had a big chance as well for America, didn't he? But they're in possession again inside the midfield. Plays it to this near side to Musa, and it's played on to Pulisic. It looked like a handball there from Pulisic. It was. The ball bounced up and hit his arm. He didn't mean it to, but he did. John's in the chat. How you doing, John? He says, "Hi, Richard and Mrs. Richard. In work tonight. How's the game going?" It's very, very dull. Got to be honest. It's a really boring game. England had one early chance. Harry Kane. It was blocked, and America have been the more likely to score since then. They had one shot over the bar from 10 yards, should have hit the target, and Pulisic hit the crossbar about 5 minutes ago. So England are slightly fortunate to be level. It has to be said. We've been very slow with our passing, and there's no movement. It's a very flat performance. And yeah, it's just really, really poor. It's nowhere near the tempo that we played against Iran the other day. Really, really poor this season. America coming forward again over on the far side. And they've won a throw in line with the England penalty area. Not great there. Mark says there, at my peak, I was playing indoor football on a Friday in Balham. Indoor football at Tooting Hospital Gym Saturday mornings, 11-a-side Saturday, Tooting, and 11-a-side in Kent on a Sunday. Wow, that's a lot of football, isn't it? As long as you enjoyed it, that's the main thing. I mean, I still play a couple of times a week, but I don't think I could play 4 days in a row. That would be too much. But anyway, it's a throw to America, which McKennie takes long towards that near post. It's headed out by John Stones, which sort of headed up rather than out. He's going to bounce behind, is it? No, it isn't. It's kept in by Weir. Does well inside the box, but Stones gets another tackle in. But he's going to be a corner to America. They're finishing this half on top. Has to be said, they've been the better team. Timothy, no, actually, sorry, that was Haji Wright who did that good work there for America's won that corner over on that far side. And England have got a bit more defending to do before half time. Let's see what this corner brings. We've played 38.5 minutes. It's going to be Pulisic with it, an outswinger with his left foot towards a penalty spot, but Harry Maguire's there with his big slab head, heads it away. But America picked the ball up again. In fact, it's a free kick to England. It's a good header actually from Maguire. He's pretty good at that, isn't he? Anything in the air, he can be dominant. It's just sometimes when he lacks that pace, doesn't he? And ball played and behind him, he can struggle a little bit. John says they're probably a 1-0 win for England. Shocker for Wales, but Iran deserved it. Yeah, they did. Iran played well, and certainly in that second half, didn't they? They did deserve it. You're right. Wales were really poor, actually. But why are we surprised about that when their 2 best players are well past their best, aren't they? But anyway, America coming forward now, looking to try to get themselves in front before half time, and you can say they probably just about deserve it as well. They've been the better team, certainly for this second part of this first half. The first bit was all England possession without doing anything. They're coming forward again over on that far side. This is looking at a dangerous moment. A cross comes in towards Pulisic, but it's over hit actually, and it's going to come all the way across to Bukayo Saka on this near side, who does well, and he finds Declan Rice. England look very leggy actually in this game. That's to be said. Anyway, Harry Kane now played the ball to Mason Mount. Is this a bit better from England? Back to Bukayo Saka, does well inside the middle of the pitch there. Bukayo Saka plays it out to that far side. It's not a great ball actually, and America's going to pick it up again over on that far side. Benham's battling away for the ball there. It's going to be a throw to America. We're into the last 5 minutes now. This first half, it's been a very, very difficult game to watch. John says, "Yeah, have it on record so I can watch it when I get home." Well, if the second half's no better than the first half, I wouldn't bother. I'll just have a cup of tea and do something else when you get home. But anyway, it might be a better second half. Mark says, "Evening to Terry and John." But yeah, it's not been a great game at all. But anyway, America coming forward again. It's dust on that far side. This is that dangerous moment. He's inside the penalty area, cuts inside, shot's deflected, and it's deflected wide. It's going to be another corner to America. They're certainly looking the much better team. It has to be said they have been. That was a really good play over on that far side. It was a nice little back heel actually that released Durst away, and his shot there was deflected off Harry Maguire. But that was really good play again from America. That deflection could have actually gone anywhere, but luckily for England, it's gone out for a corner over on this near side. And I think it might well be Pulisic to take it again. This one will be an in-swinger with his left foot. It was him that hit the bar, the Chelsea man, about 10 minutes ago. Now he's going to take this corner into the last 4 minutes of this first half. It's not a good corner. Again, Maguire's there. Easy header for him this time, but it's going to be a throw on this near side to America. And England really do need to liven themselves up because it's not been great. Tyler Adams it is with that throw. Plays it back to Tim Ream. He finds Zimmerman. Gets it back again. Ream finds Zimmerman again. I'm sure Zimmerman used to play in the Premier League, didn't he, for somebody? I can't remember who it was he played for. But he is the only one currently playing in America in this starting 11 for the USA team. They're coming forward again. This is good play again over on that far side. They're looking dangerous. They're looking very dangerous. It is right over on that far side. They plays the ball back to Durst again. It's a good cross header comes in. Oh, it's just gone wide. Pickford had that one covered. It was Pulisic with a header. Again, America looking dangerous. And again, it's all coming down England's left-hand side, isn't it? Another good cross there. Pulisic it was with a header. He didn't get enough on it, and easy for Pickford there. Can just let it go past that post. It came off his shoulder, actually. Had he got a better connection on that Pulisic, it could have been a problem for England. But luckily, it wasn't.
John would have had that.
John says, yeah, that's the idea. I'll fast forward, and if there's no score, I'll watch Battle of the Bold, which I've recorded. So yeah, that might be a better option. Unless the second half might be really good. So let's not write the game off yet. But I've skipped through most of the first half because not much has happened at all. Certainly not from an England perspective. We're coming forward now with Raheem Sterling finds Bukayo Saka.
Oh my
Again,
God.
He's lost the ball. It hasn't been Saka's night so far, it has to be said. It hasn't been none of their night, really, to be honest. Anyway, England coming forward again. Shaw with the cross. That's a bit better. Raheem Sterling was coming in behind the keeper, but Matt Turner was there. Comfortable catch there for the American and throws it out to that far side to McKennie. We're into the last minute and a half of normal time at the end of this first half. Not been much stoppage time. I know there's been a lot of stoppage time in some of the games, but there hasn't really been too many stoppages at all in this first half, has there? Oh, a mistake there from Anthony Robinson. Miscontrolled the ball. It's going to be a throw to England coming up towards the final minute of this first half.
Come on, just get all forward.
He's back with Declan Rice. Plays it into the centre circle to Mason Mount. Plays it out to the far side. Luke Shaw back again to Declan Rice. Very slow again from England. It's all sideways and backwards passing. Maguire now finds Bukayo Saka on this near side. Plays it on. This is better.
Lively.
Jude Bellingham's in behind on this near side. Can he get a cross in? He does get a cross in. Oh, it's headed away though. Not really no England player in there attacking the ball actually. But we picked up again on that far side with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's done well inside the penalty. Luke Shaw plays it back to Saka. Oh, he's fired it over the top. But a little bit better from England there. We moved the ball quicker. Looked a little bit more lively there. The ball was pulled back. Good play actually from Luke Shaw on that far side. He got past a couple of challenges and then he got his head up, rolled the ball into the path of Bukayo Saka. But he was always falling backwards. Couldn't keep it down. But that was a pretty good chance for England. Certainly in context of this game, it's a really good chance because we've had so few of them. But it was a difficult opportunity there. Saka would have needed to let the ball come across him so he could really swing his left foot round it. He wasn't able to do that under pressure, and he fired it over the top. It was a good play from Luke Shaw, actually. And that was a better move. Bellingham's cross on this near side. It was a little bit over hit in the end, but England kept it going. There's going to be 1 minute of stoppage time. Yeah, we didn't think there'd be much. There hasn't really been any stoppages, unusually, in this World Cup. It seems to have been lots of stoppage time in all the other previous games, but not in this one, in this first half. Of course, in England's game on Monday, there was, 14 minutes in the first half and then 11 in the second half. So that game lasted forever, didn't it? But this one won't be, which is probably just as well. Now suddenly England got a chance. Now Mason Mount, a shot. Oh, good save, actually, from Turner. That is the best move that England have put together there, actually. Really nice play in midfield. It was a ball in there from Shaw, touch forward from from Sterling it was, actually, into the path of Mount. The two Chelsea players linking up well. Good shot on target, probably our only shot on target so far. Decent save from Turner, actually, which is good to see, as he's the Arsenal goalkeeper, isn't he? So it's nice to see him playing well. But yeah, that was better from England. It was Mason Mount with the effort. John says, I have to say, Xhaka played well for Switzerland and Partey had a good enough game for... but Portugal were very good. Yeah, Portugal are a decent side, aren't they? I think they're going to be one of the teams to watch as well. Terry says this first half is enough to make you want to start drinking, smoking, and taking drugs. Thank God there's only a minute added on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but fair enough. Just as we get into stoppage time, England actually start playing a little bit better. But that corner was easily taken there by goalkeeper Matt Turner. In fact, there goes the half-time whistle. It has finished England 0, USA 0, and not really an awful lot's happened, if we're totally honest. America probably been a better team, actually, in that first half. They've created the better opportunities, but England almost managed to take the lead right at the very end of the half there. Shot from Mason Mount, first shot on target we've had. And a good save from Matt Turner, actually. Well done, Matt Turner. That was a good save. And that was pretty much the best England have managed so far. America have had 3 really good opportunities. Pulisic hit the crossbar. McKennie put one over the top, and then there was an effort that was deflected, wasn't it? Just wide. So it's been America have been the better team, actually, you have to say. John says there, is it that bad? Well, no, it's been quite bad, yeah. John says there, guess Battle of the Bulge going to win tonight. Well, you never know. The second half might be better. We've still got 45 minutes to come. It certainly can't get much worse. I mean, there's been a few dull games at this World Cup so far, and this one is certainly up there with one of the most dullest. But it can only get better from this point. Let's hope so anyway. But yeah, that wasn't a very good first half at all, was it? Very, very slow from England. And I say America were the better team overall in that first half and created the much better chances. So yeah, England have got to do better, do more in the second half, or we could find this game slipping away from us. And obviously a defeat here, America would go to the top of the group, wouldn't they? And then it would need us leading a result against Wales, which, yes, we should be able to get, looking how poor Wales have been. But if they're not up for that game against England, then they're never going to be up for anything, are they? And we saw how difficult it was when we played them in the Euros, wasn't it, a few years ago? So, yeah, it's going to be difficult. John says there, how is Saka playing? He's had a couple of good moments, 2 or 3 really good moments, but he's not really been in the game. None of the England attacking players have really been in the game. That's been the story of the game so far. Yes, he's given the ball away a couple of times and what have you, but he's done some nice things. He set up the chance for Harry Kane very early in the game, which was blocked. That would have, if England had scored there after about 10 minutes, I'm sure we'd have probably been comfortable. But yeah, Saka's not been great. He's had a couple of good moments. He had that shot he just fired over a little while ago. But yeah, he's not been in the game, and more than anything else. So it's difficult to judge his performance, really. But you could say that about a lot of them, really. Jude Bellingham hasn't really had much influence on this game. Certainly nowhere near that he did in the last game. Sterling's been quiet. Kane's been quiet. The attacking players haven't really got into it yet, and that's been the story of it, really. Terry says there, Richard is trying damn hard to make it sound exciting. Well, it isn't exciting, is it? I'm not, it isn't exciting. It's just what it is, really. But yeah, I suppose I'm trying to big it up as much as possible. John says, plenty of tea and biscuits, cake coming up by the sound of things. Yeah, probably. That's probably what we need, I think. Maybe the players need some tea and some cake at half time. That might liven them up, because we have looked leggy, actually, which is a bit of a shame. Mark says, I don't have a TV. I follow you, Richard, and watch highlights on YouTube. I actually don't like TV. Well, to be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of TV myself, to be honest. I mean, I watch obviously football, but other than that, I don't really watch a lot of actual TV shows. I mean, I'm glad that you follow us here, and hopefully we keep you right with everything that's going on. We try to do that anyway, but we'll see. Terry says there, as I don't do any of the other 3. A strong milky coffee, I think, is needed. Yeah, I think maybe it will be to keep you awake for the second half, because it's certainly not. It's not been the edge of the seat stuff, has it? That first half, let's be honest. But I'm going to stick with the reasoning that it can only get better in the second half. It certainly can't be as bad as that again, surely. I think both teams now have got to understand and realise that how important a victory is in this game. If America win, puts them top of the group with Iran to play, that's going to almost, they'll feel as though that's almost putting them through. And obviously a win for England puts us through tonight. So, the way the game's been, it's almost as though both teams are almost happy with a draw in the way that the pace of the game. But yeah, it's there to be won, this game. Whoever wins it is going to be in a fantastic position, aren't they? So, it's all to play for in this second half. It is all to play for. Let's hope that it's going to be England that get the victory. We seal our place in the next stage, and then we can have a night off when we play Wales, not have to worry too much. But yeah, it's been poor from England, not really created too much. Just that very early chance from Harry Kane, which was deflected wide. And I say the rest of it's really been all America chances, actually. Pulisic hitting the bar. That's the nearest that we've come to a goal in the first half. So, yeah, not great at all. Anyway, John says there, same here, I don't bother too much with TV except for Match of the Day. And if there's a good film. And yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, obviously we watch a lot of films and stuff as well. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of TV. What I find with TV these days in particular is, you know, Netflix as well and stuff like that, is everything's there all the time, isn't it? It used to be better when you'd get one episode a week of the shows that you liked, and whereas now it seems like you watch a whole series in like 2 days or 1 day, and it's, I don't know, it just that's not me. I like spreading it out over, you know, watching one episode a week, but then you kind of get bored, I suppose, of it. I don't know, but yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV, I've got to be honest. So yeah, apart from the football, that's pretty much it really. And the odd, like, yeah, films, if there's a good film on or stuff like that. There's not many sort of TV shows I really watch, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, I must be. I watch a lot of YouTube. That's where I spend a lot of time watching YouTube. You know, obviously there's a lot of people that, you know, that come on this channel that have got channels. I watch them, and other people that I know, I watch their channels. I obviously watch a lot of Arsenal content and stuff like that, and, you know, content about other issues as well, not just football. I watch other shows as well on YouTube. But yeah, I prefer watching YouTube, mainly because it's more real, isn't it? I think, you know, the stuff on the telly, I don't know, I don't trust most of it these days. So I think I'd rather watch YouTube because it's just real people doing real things usually. So yeah, anyway. John says that England will need to win as Wales will be up for the game. Yeah, you're right. They'll be well up for that game. And yeah, we don't really want to rely on having to get a result against Wales to go through, do we? Definitely not. I mean, you know, bearing in mind that Wales have got 1 point, haven't they? So if they were to beat England, they'll finish on 4. Now, if we were to lose this game, we'd only have 3 points. And then if Wales beat us, we'd actually be knocked out, wouldn't we? So, yeah, it doesn't seem likely because Wales aren't particularly great. But like you said, they're going to be bang up for that game against us. And, you know, they have got some players who can cause us problems. Bearing in mind, you know, most of those Welsh players will know all our players. You know, a lot of them play, or most of them play in England, don't they? Pretty much all of them. So yeah, not all in the Premier League, but even so, you know, it's going to be a tough game now. We don't want it to be a case of us having to get a result, really, do we? Terry says there, Southgate gone back to his normal tactics. Yeah, don't lose. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be what we've done. Is, yeah, just really slow, boring football. John says there, back to work for me. Chat when I can, everyone. Yeah, cheers, John. Speak to you soon, mate. Take it easy. Don't work too hard. And yeah, maybe pop in a bit later. I can tell you whether or not it's worth watching the second half that you recorded, or whether just go straight to the film. But we'll see. Hopefully the second half will be better. Mark says there, I grew into a man from the age of 21 to 26 in London. Never really got back into New Zealand lifestyle since coming back in 2002. Really? Okay. I mean, see, I'd always fancied going to living in New Zealand, because it just seems like a lot more of a laid back kind of way of life. I mean, I used to work in London, and it's chaos. You know, everyone's rushing around everywhere. You don't get 5 minutes to yourself. It seems like you're always rushing around to get things done and all this, that, and the other. So I kind of always fancied New Zealand. I thought it would be a nice chilled vibe and maybe more suitable for me. That's kind of what I enjoy, that kind of lifestyle. But anyway, maybe it's not for you, Mark, but I'll swap with you. How's that sound? John says it'll be like a cup day. No, it will. It'll definitely be like a cup day in a Wales game, especially if there's something at stake for Wales in it, and for us potentially. I say if we don't get a result here, then yeah, it's all going to come down to that last game, isn't it? And of course, America would be on. If this is a draw, America would be on 2 points, wouldn't they? So if they were to beat Iran, that would put them on 5. We'd be going into that Wales game on 4. So if we actually lost to Wales, it would be Wales and America would go through, and we'd be out. So you know, it's that's how, you know. Yes, we started really well with that 6-2 victory, everything like that. Everyone's getting excited, thinking, "Oh, is it going to be another semi-final, another final for England?" But it just goes to show, doesn't it? You know, nothing you can take for granted in tournament football. And you know, it's it's tough. And if we don't get the result here tonight, if we don't win this game, it's going to be a really tense night on Tuesday, isn't it? Which, we could do without that tension, really, couldn't we? We just want to get through and, not worry about it. And because the knockouts have enough tension on their own, don't they? With the potential for penalties and all that kind of stuff that we quite often have had to endure over the years. So, yeah, we don't really want to get to that point. What we want to do is we just want to get this game won and then it's over and done with. But certainly, if the first half's anything to go by, it's not going to be as straightforward as that at all, is it? And I say America will feel that they can get something in this game and can potentially win it. And I say they have probably been the better team so far. Well, they've certainly had the better chances, put it that way. But anyway, we shall see. It's England can only really get better from there, and obviously the bench as well could be used. I'm sure it will be in the second half. We saw what an impact the substitutes made, didn't they? The other night, they really made a big impact, didn't they? Grealish getting a goal, Rashford getting a goal, Callum Wilson coming on and setting up a goal. They all had a big impact, didn't they? So maybe that's what it's going to take tonight. Maybe it's going to take one of the substitutes to come off the bench and win us this game. Who knows? But we'll see. Not sure if they'll make any subs at half time. Could do. You could take anyone off, really, because no one's been great, have they? But anyway, I'm sure they'll maybe wait a bit. Mark says there, I'm sure we'll be pumped up for the last half hour of the game and win. Come on, Southgate, motivate the players at half time. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, with Southgate, you don't get the feeling that he's a big motivator, do you? Really, just the way he is. He's not that type of character, is he? I mean, he's done okay. The last two tournaments, England have done well, so he's obviously doing something. But he doesn't strike me as being a sort of manager that's going to really be able to motivate his team and lift them and stuff like that. I don't get that impression with him because he doesn't appear to come across like that. Maybe he's different in the changing room. Who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, we need something at half time. We need a lift because that first half was flat, wasn't it? Really, really flat and pretty dull, if we're totally honest. We've got a magnificent Jafar in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you again. He says, hi, Richard, hope you're doing all good. Yeah, we're doing good. Unfortunately, we've had to endure that first half of football, which was not particularly exciting. Well, I don't know if you watched it, but it wasn't great. So we're hoping for a little bit more excitement in the second half anyway. That's what the hope is. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been, I mean, America will probably be delighted with that first half because, they've restricted us to very few opportunities and they've had 2 or 3 really clear opportunities at goal, haven't they, themselves? So I'm sure they'll be delighted with how that's gone. Jafar says USA have been good. Yeah, they have. Yeah, both defensively and attacking wise. England need to move the ball quicker. That's what we've been saying. Yeah, England do need to move the ball quicker. Exactly that. And when we have done on the 2 or 3 occasions we have moved the ball quicker, we've created chances and we've had 1 or 2 moments that we could have scored. So yeah, it's obvious, isn't it? If we move it quicker, we're going to create more opportunities. But can we do that in the second half? We haven't managed to. But I totally agree with you. America have been good. They've looked solid at the back. They've defended well, and they've posed a threat. They have. I think they've had 3 really good chances. Actually, they could easily have scored 2 goals. The one that McKennie fired over from 10 yards unmarked, he should have hit the target there. There's absolutely no doubt. Pulisic's one that hit the bar was a bit unlucky as well, wasn't it? So yeah, they've had some opportunities. Mark says they're the crowd and they singing. I don't know, this World Cup's been strange actually because I mean obviously the England fans would be singing. Some of the other nations, they seem to be in a good atmosphere, but not obviously World Cup atmospheres are different, aren't they, to your normal league stuff because you've got different countries, they enjoy football in a different way, don't they? Plus as well, in Qatar, I think there's slight issues with what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do in the stadiums possibly. I don't know exactly what the atmosphere is like inside the stadiums. It certainly comes across quite well. And England fans are England fans, aren't they? They'll always sing and get behind the team. If you've ever been to an England game, that's what it's like. I mean, I used to follow England quite a lot back in the day, and it's always a good atmosphere. But World Cups are slightly different, aren't they? I say it's a slightly different vibe, isn't it? It's like a carnival and stuff like that, isn't it? Different atmosphere to games. But the atmosphere seems great in the grounds, actually, in this World Cup. Even though the stadiums have been half empty a lot of the time, well, they seem to have been. Anyway, England are coming back out for the second half. America already out. They're doing a little huddle, actually, America on the pitch. England just coming back out now. Hopefully we've got a little bit more life in us. It doesn't look like there's any substitutions that I can see. Looks like it's the same 11 coming back out again. No, I don't think it is. There's no substitutions for England at half time, so it's going to be the same team. I don't think there's any substitutions for America either. And let's just hope that England can put in a better performance. If not, I wouldn't be surprised if within 10, 12 minutes the substitutions start happening. You know, obviously Rashford can make an impact from the bench. You know, we know he can. Grealish as well, Foden. These are all sorts of players that we'll be looking at to try to give us a spark. Anyway, it's going to be America to kick off this second half. It is going to be Haji Wright who's going to take the kick off for America, all in blue, dark blue, attacking the goal to our right in the second half. And we are back off and underway in this World Cup Group B fixture. England against America. And can England find a little bit more spark in this second half? Certainly that's what we need to do. Terry says there, the England team don't look very fired up as they look bored. No, they didn't look that fired up, did they, actually, as they come out? You're right. They did look a little bit like they couldn't be bothered. But anyway, Mark says something will give. Well, something has to give. America coming forward again. A little bit of space over on that far side. And suddenly, it's America on the front foot at the start of this second half. Ball played in to midfield. It's Mensah plays out to that far side. Across comes in towards the penalty spot, headed away by Declan Rice, actually. It's going to be a throw to England over on the far side, which Robinson is going to take. Anthony Robinson, the Fulham left back. There's 2 balls on the pitch, actually. Maybe they should play with 2 balls. It might make the game a bit more exciting. But anyway, the second ball has just been kicked off by Pulisic. It's going to be this throw, which Robinson's going to take in line with the England penalty area on that far side. America's left plays it square to Adams. The cross comes in, it's deflected behind. It's going to be another throw to America, a little bit further forward than the previous one. Again, it's going to be Robinson with it, goes long. He's chested off, actually, and America keeping possession over on this far side. Pulisic it is, fires Robinson again, plays it back to Musa, and it's gone all the way back now to goalkeeper Matt Turner. And we've played nearly 2 minutes of the second half, and England haven't a touch of the ball since half time, actually. America coming forward again. It's Zimmerman in possession. Walker Zimmerman plays the ball out to Tim Ream over on that far side for the USA. Plays it back again to Zimmerman. Now it's back with Tim Ream again, the Fulham defender. He's gone back to Matt Turner. Again, his kicking's not always... He looks a little bit uncomfortable kicking the ball, doesn't he, Matt Turner? But that actually reached the halfway line at least anyway. But America have picked the ball up again. But Luke Shaw's going to come across, and it's going to be a throw to England on this near side, just inside England's half. Which Luke Shaw is going to take, just looking for some movement. There's not much movement at all. It's very static, England are. And that's been the story of this game, unfortunately. That throw, though, goes into Raheem Sterling, chests it off. He manages to get the ball back, actually, off an American player. And now Shaw switches it over to that far side. Kieran Trippier now putting a little bit of urgency into the play. Plays it out to that far side. Bukayo Saka tried to give it back to Trippier, but again, it's cut. It hasn't been Saka's night at all, actually. No. But... hopefully something will come off for him later on. But Pulisic brings it forward for America. They're coming forward again down that far side. Again, they're looking dangerous inside the penalty area. Shot comes in, it's blocked by John Stones. However, it's going to fall to McKennie again, and he's hit it over the top there. Again, that finish wasn't great from the Juventus man, Weston McKennie. But again, it's good play from the USA on that far side. The first shot was blocked. It fell to McKennie on the edge of the penalty area, and he's fired it high over the crossbar. A little bit of space as well there, actually. It was a good first touch, but he couldn't keep his shot down. But America have started the second half as they finished the first. They're on top. And England are creating very, very little. It's a goal kick now, which Pickford's going to take. And he's going to go long. He does go long, deep into the American half. It's a good kick, actually, but Tim Ream's underneath it. His header forward is flicked on again by Musa. And now England have managed to pick up possession. Jude Bellingham it is. It's a good play from him into Raheem Sterling. He's put under pressure and he's forced backwards again. Sterling to John Stones. Mason Mount now plays out to that far side to Bukayo Saka. Can Saka have a big influence on this second half? Trippier now plays it into Raheem Sterling. Sterling turns and runs at the American defence, but he's overplayed that and Robinson's there. Anthony Robertson clears it away. There's no American player near the ball though, and Stones heads it across to Luke Shaw. Now it's back to Harry Maguire. We've played nearly 5 minutes of the second half, and now England getting a little bit of possession now. We haven't really hardly touched the ball until now, since half time. Mason Mount on that far side is fouled by Tyler Adams. Of course, those two have met a few times in the Premier League, haven't they? A couple of times this season. Chelsea and Leeds, of course. But it's going to be Trippier with this free kick. Plays it back to Declan Rice. Now Bellingham finds Harry Maguire. One thing I've noticed actually, Kieran Trippier, when he plays for Newcastle, he's always trying to go forward. But for England, he seems to be passing the ball backwards and sideways a lot more.
Maybe taught to do that.
Well, yeah, he must be. Because he is. He must be. Because he's very attacking for Newcastle, isn't he? And now he's, you know what I mean, he keeps playing the ball sideways and backwards. And even when he takes free kicks, he's not putting them into the box. He's just playing them short. It must be what he's told to do, clearly. Because that's not his natural game, is it? It's certainly not how he plays for Newcastle every week. Anyway, we've played nearly 6 minutes of the second half. But that's a poor ball from America actually on this near side. It's just gone out for a throw to England. Mark says there, my old pub called Speakers, it'll be full of fans. 8 a.m. New Zealand time at kickoff. Would it? At 8 a.m. they'll be in there, would they? Wow.
Well, that's dedication for you.
It's a bit early in the morning to be in the pub at 8 o'clock. But anyway, I'm sure
it's got to be done though.
I'm sure people will be. I'm sure they will be. America coming forward again. And again, England really are looking very scrappy at the start of the second half. But this might be an opportunity. Saka's got a little bit of space over on that far side to run into. He's got 25, 30 yards in front of him. He keeps going. He's got inside the penalty area. It was a good tackle, actually. A really good tackle there from Tyler Adams on Bukayo Saka. He didn't quite... He had a lot of space in. He didn't seem to really... He didn't look confident running into it. He always seemed like he expected to get tackled or expected someone to be there. And I don't know.
I don't think he's having a very good game.
It summed up England's night, though, really. Going forward in particular. I don't know.
One goal, come on.
Anyway, Maguire now brings it forward, but he's tackled and he loses out. And that ball over the top. But Luke Shaw's going to cover for this and plays it back to Jordan Pickford. You could see then Harry Maguire went forward. He lost the ball, and his immediate thought was he quickly had to turn and run back. England want to get their shape back again, which, yeah, you need to do. We don't want to get caught out on a counter-attack, but we're not prepared to take any risks at all in this game. And that's why it is still 0-0. Bellingham and put under a little bit of pressure from Tyler Adams, who's certainly driving America forward when he's got the opportunity to captain. That ball's flicked forward. England got an opportunity there. Mason Mount, but it runs away from him. And the ball does go back to Matt Turner, who's done well there, actually. Finds Zimmerman. Now it's up his near side with McKennie. Plays it in. Again, America have done well. That's a foul, is it? The referee allows play to go on, actually. And it's going to go back to Jordan Pickford. 2 players have gone down, actually. I think that is it Weah for Timothy Weah for America's gone down. I'm not sure who the England player was in that. Luke Shaw. I suppose it was a 50-50, really. It probably wasn't a foul either way. You look at the replay, you know, they both was going for the ball. And I think Weah's just come out of that a little bit worse off. I think it wasn't a foul. I think it was just a 50-50. They both went for the ball. You can't give that as a foul, or you might as well just stop tackling completely. He's back on his feet again, though, both players. So it's no big problem. It was just a firm challenge. 2 players wanted to win the ball. And we're just going to carry on. I'm not sure, will it be a drop ball, or I think the ball did go back to Jordan Pickford, didn't it? Terry says his Mrs. V drinking a pitcher of gin. No, it's just
I need some.
It's just a cup of green tea, actually. But might make this game go a bit quicker.
Yeah, I could do the podcast.
We've played 54 minutes. It is still England 0, USA 0. And you have to say USA have been the better team in the second half, as they were in the last part of the first half as well. It's been very poor from England, this. against Iran, we played a game that gave us all a little bit of hope and belief that this team might actually be able to not only do well in the World Cup, but excite us at the same time. And now we've gone back to our usual kind of Nations League performances and some of the previous tournaments as well. But now we are looking to get the ball forward. Harry Kane, who's almost playing in midfield, very, very deep. He's got the ball now, plays it to this near side to Mason Mount. He's twisting and turning, but he's not really going anywhere. And he's forced back again to Harry Kane. And England have found it really difficult getting in behind this American defence. They need to pass the ball quicker. They've played well, America, actually. You have to say they've been very sort of organised and difficult to break down. But yeah, we haven't done enough to, we haven't moved the ball quickly enough to do it most of the time. John Stones now inside of the England half. Just get a little bit of possession because we haven't had too much in this second half so far. Come on. Finds Bukayo Saka there, turns, plays well out to Kieran Trippier on that far side. But again, the pass through, looking for Jude Bellingham, was cut out. It is going to be a throw to England. The ball's now back with John Stones. Got a little bit of space. Plays it to this near side to Luke Shaw, who's controlled it on his chest. Again, now there's very little movement from England. Everybody's walking about. Nobody's looking. No urgency, is there? No urgency at all. It's Arsenal. It's like England are in second gear the whole way through. It comes into Harry Kane. He doesn't get it under control now. Come on, Gareth. Bring it up with Pulisic, who was fouled. It is going to be a free kick to America. And the referee, I'm not sure if he's going to get a yellow card out of it. He isn't. It's going to be a free kick, though, to America, midway inside their own half. We've played 11 minutes of the second half, and America are still the better team, you have to say. They're coming forward again with Dest on this near side, does well, plays it back to Zimmerman. Under no pressure at all. England is not pressing. England aren't really doing anything much.
Not bothered. They don't get the bother, do they?
They don't really know. Tim Ream plays it back to Zimmerman again. And he plays it to Dest. Gets it back again. It's just that the possession has been 53% in the England half of the pitch, 34 in the American half, and 13 in the middle. I'm not quite sure what the
relevance it is over there. Well, that's making them
something's not right. Anyway, America coming forward again. Now even moving the ball quickly. It's with McKennie now. That's a nice ball inside the box. Pulls the ball back towards the penalty spot. Good defending, actually. I think it was Bellingham got back there, did well. England trying to launch a counter-attack, but they're not going to be able to because Tyler Adams plays it all the way back to Matt Turner. But again, that was good play from America. Looking dangerous and threatening, but decent defending there from Bellingham. Got it in the way of that cross. And I think it was Ray, actually, that pulled that ball back. Mark says there, sub-time. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. We said it 10 or 15 minutes. If it got no better, it hasn't got any better. I mean, I think Saka hasn't had a great game. Sterling hasn't really done much. Mason Mount hasn't done much. You could take any of them off, couldn't you? Maybe get Foden on for Saka. Maybe get Grealish on for Mount. Maybe get Rashford on. I don't know. We need some injection of something because America coming forward again with Pulisic. Tries a shot, but it's not a great shot. Actually, it's gone. In fact, it's deflected. It was deflected wide. You can see Pickford doing his dinger. It's going to be a corner to America again. It must have got a deflection. It didn't look like it hit that well. It did get a deflection off Declan Rice. Actually, that's what Pickford did try to come across and prevent it going out. He wasn't able to do so. Use your brains. And it is going to be another corner to America. Terry says, if you're saying England are in second gear, you mean we can't get worse than that? We could be in first gear, I suppose. That's a little bit reversed, maybe. But anyway, it's a corner to America at the moment, which Pulisic is going to take over on that far side and curl it in with his left foot. He does to the edge of 6 yard. Oh, it would have been a free header from Zimmerman there, but England do manage to just about deal with it. And now they've given away a free kick. Mensah puts the ball in the net there, but the whistle had already gone. And Pickford was already miles out of his goal, and it was a corner. Well, it was a good corner, but it was a good header from Harry Maguire actually, and then it was a foul given away. If Maguire hadn't got that, it would have been a free header from Zimmerman behind him, who surely would have scored from 6 yards. But in the end, it was a good defensive header from Maguire. He's doing okay. He's done that. Yeah, he has. He's won his headers in that, which you'd expect him to do. He's got such a big head. He's not going to. not win a header, is he? But that's a long ball there from Maguire actually over to that far side. But again, America deal with it. Adams heads it forward, and they're coming forward again. They're certainly the team with more energy, America.
Definitely.
Cross comes in, it's deflected. It's going to be another corner. The pressure is now mounting on this England goal. That one came off John Stones. And America now are looking much more likely to score. Pulisic is going across to take this corner.
We've played a few tonight, isn't he?
We've played nearly an hour. And yes, I think it should be sub time. We need some injection of something in this team because it's been some
energy of something, some creativities.
Anyway, Pulisic with this corner. The last one was a good ball actually, and Maguire did well. He's on the edge of the 6-yard box again. Harry Maguire comes in towards the near post. It's Maguire with the header. He's done well again actually, but England haven't really cleared it yet. It's still inside the England penalty area in the air. We still haven't got it away. Tyler Adams over on that far side. Pulisic trying to get in. Harry Kane across with the tackle. There's another corner. Good defending actually from Harry Kane. He's not getting much of the ball at the other end of the pitch, so he might as well do something in this penalty area. But it's going to be another corner to America. They've had 5 in this game. England have only had 2, and 4 of them actually, 3 or 4 of them come in this spell now. It's going to be Pulisic again to whip it in with his left foot. The last 2 corners have been dealt with by Harry Maguire. Again, he's on the edge of the 6-yard box. Maguire again, it comes in there. Again, Maguire wins a header. I think they're going to have to try a different corner routine because he's just waiting there for that ball, isn't he? He's played it again to that far side though. Pulisic inside the penalty area. Oh, good defending again actually from Harry Kane. He's done a lot more good work in his own penalty area, Harry Kane. That was a really good tackle actually from Kane, almost like a central defender. Took the ball off Pulisic and tried to launch a counter attack. But again, America have picked the ball up. Musa there plays it back to Dest, and now it is with Tim Ream. And America just regaining their shape, and England just allowing them to, not putting them under any pressure whatsoever.
No.
And surely it's going to have to be time for some substitutions in this game. The ball played into the centre circle to Tyler Adams. Mark says there, Wales got red card in the 86th minute, 0-0, scored 2 goals in extra time. We can't underestimate Wales. No, you're right. We can't, and I'm sure Wales will be bang up for that game as well. That's why we need to win this game, and we can forget Wales. It doesn't matter what happens against Wales, does it?
We need to win. Should we win?
But if we don't win this game, then obviously we then will need to potentially get a result against Wales, won't we? Even if it's a draw, which won't be easy. You're right. It definitely won't be easy. America coming forward again. They'll fancy their chance. That's good play actually. Pulisic on the edge of the box. The shot's deflected. Oh, it almost came through to right, but England again managed to just about clear their lines away. But they can't get the ball out at the minute. It keeps coming back, and Mason Mount's conceded another free kick. And
oh dear,
England just can't get the ball out. It's just constant pressure at the minute. That was good play again from Tyler Adams, who actually played well for America. You have to say, I've not seen too much of him for Leeds, but he certainly had a really good game today for America, it has to be said. And he's just won a free kick. Another dangerous opportunity. American fans getting quite excited. Doesn't take much to get Americans excited, though, does it? Let's be honest. McKennie now on his near side plays the ball back again to Tyler Adams. He did play well against Arsenal, actually, in that game that we were lucky to win at Ellen Road, I seem to remember. But I've not seen too much of him, but he definitely looks a very good player. Pulisic now over on that far side. We know his quality, and he's certainly been dangerous today. Again, America coming forward over on that far side, and they've won another corner today. They have indeed. More pressure on the England goal. That was off John Stones. It was good defending from John Stones. It did come off him. It looked as though it did. He's complaining that it should have been a goal kick, but I think it was the right decision. Now, will Pulisic put his corner somewhere else? Because Harry Maguire is just standing on the edge of the 6-yard box, and then corners just coming straight at him, and he's heading them all out, which is what he's good at doing. You've got to try something different if America are going to score from one of these corners. They can't do the same corner again, or Harry will just head it out because that's what he's there for. They've actually got a player on him this time. They didn't before. He was sort of on his own. This one comes into... Pickford was scrambling across there. It looked like it was going to go straight in.
Lord.
Pickford with his little arm struggled there. In fact, he might have got a touch on that because it looks like it's going to be another corner. It didn't look like anybody else touched it. I think Pickford just got his little fingertips to it. And it's going to be another corner this time on the near side. England just can't get the ball out at the minute. We're just hanging on a little bit. Pulisic come across to take this corner as well. He's taking them all, both sides, doesn't matter. This is going to be more of an outswinger with his left foot this time from this near side. So far dealt with them. This one's a flatter one. It headed out again by England, but we haven't really managed to get the ball clear. In fact, we've managed to win a free kick now. It was a foul on Raheem Sterling by Dest, it was. And maybe we can finally relieve some of this pressure. It's going to be Harry Maguire to take this free kick for England. It's been a very, very poor second half.
Henderson.
Oh, he's bringing Henderson on. Look, we need a bit of a spark in the attacking third of the pitch. So he brings on the most boring player he's got on the bench. Sorry, Southgate, you are just a knob, mate. Honestly, boring. So Jordan Henderson's going to come on to win us the game. What would you know? How exciting! Can't wait for his impact. John Stones now over on that far side. Plays it into Bellingham, Declan Rice. You'd imagine it'd be probably Rice will go off then, unless he's going to change the shape of the team, which seems unlikely. Again, England going forward, we've lacked any sort of spark. We haven't even. In fact, Grealish is getting ready to come on as well. That's a better substitution from Southgate, bringing on Grealish, who, yes, he can be a bit hit and miss, but at least he's an attacking, thinking player, isn't he? He wants to make things happen. Anyway, England now coming forward with Bellingham tried to play it into Harry Kane, but it wasn't a great ball. And again, America managed to deal with it. Kane's got it now on the edge of the box. Plays it out to that far side to Saka. It was a decent ball actually across the near post. No England player attacking that space. And Matt Turner didn't have too many problems dealing with it in the end. It made it look a worse cross than it was, but it was actually a ball into a good area, that near post area. You need somebody attacking it, and it wasn't. And Turner easily dealt with that. It's now going to be a throw to America on this near side, which Dest is going to take. Sergio Dest. We're now making the two substitutes are coming on, Jack Grealish and Jordan Henderson. We'll see who's going off. I won't be surprised if it was maybe Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka, who's not really had much impact in this game at all, but then none of them have. America coming forward again over on that far side with Robinson finds Pulisic. Now it's back in to Musa. Plays it square to Dest. This is good play again for America. They've moved the ball across the pitch well. Now a little bit of space here for Weah. Plays it back to McKinney and Mensah there, but England do deal with that. Declan Rice clears it away. And then it's headed back by Zimmerman all the way back to Matt Turner. But it is constant America possession now. Tim Ream it is with the ball, plays it into Tyler Adams. Again, England aren't pressing high up the pitch at all. So America can just keep possession, knock the ball around comfortably, but not really going anywhere. Terry says all our young, talented players, and Henderson comes on. Exactly, yeah. It sums it up really, doesn't it? He would have been one of the last players you'd bring on in a game like this. He's all right if you're maybe winning a game 1-0 and you want to, tighten up your midfield, then yeah, bring Henderson on. But don't bring him on in a game that's 0-0 that, a win puts you through. Do you know what I mean? It just seems a crazy substitution. Unless there's an injury to somebody, and that's the reason, I don't know. But Henderson is coming on. And Raheem Sterling's going off. I'm sure Raheem Sterling's going off for Jack Grealish, who's coming on as well.
But
that's going to be the obvious change there. Sterling hasn't really been in the game either. It's actually Bellingham that's going off. It's not been his night either, really. He's not had a great game, Jude Bellingham, after the magnificent performance against Iran. But that's what I said before. These are the games where, these players, it's all very well playing well against Iran. You've got to reproduce those performances, on a consistent basis. I'm not going to write him off. He's a great player. But he didn't have a great game today, Bellingham. And he has gone off now. Henderson's on. You've had a bad game if you're taking off a Henderson. Anyway, England in possession now with Trippier over on that far side. So 2 changes for England. Let's see if that's going to maybe spark us into life. Bukayo Saka now, a little bit of space. Plays the ball square. It's a good ball, actually. Luke Shaw now can run at this defence. He's got Grealish outside. He puts a cross in instead, looking for Harry Kane. It's headed out. It wasn't a great cross, actually. Henderson there wins the ball back. His first touch for England. Gets the ball back again at Jordan Henderson. Maybe he might move it a bit quicker in the middle there. Maybe that's what he's been brought on for, because he certainly has done that now. Back into Bukayo Saka. Plays it to Harry Kane. Saka makes a run back. Harry Kane holds on to the ball. tries to flick it through, but that's really good defensive play actually from Mensah for America. And now they're coming forward again, but that's not a great ball. And it's going to run all the way through to Jordan Henderson. Plays it out to that far side. Henderson now in possession. Plays it short to Declan Rice. Now it's with Luke Shaw. Jack Grealish's first touch, I think that is. He's gone all the way back to Harry Maguire. Now it's with John Stones. This is the pattern we played earlier on in the game, isn't it? We didn't really take us anywhere. But Grealish now on his near side, a chance to run at this American defence for the first time. Cuts inside Grealish, done really well. He maybe did too much, so he needed to make a decision there whether to cross or shoot. He didn't do anything. He ran into trouble, lost the ball, and America have picked up possession again. But at least he was trying to be positive, Grealish there. He's trying to get the ball and run at that American defence, which not many people have done so far for England tonight at all. And the referee just given a free kick there against Harry Maguire, I think. Well, it's the last 20 minutes, actually. And England haven't even had a shot at goal in this second half so far. In fact, I don't think America have had a shot at our goal either. They've had a few corners. I don't think Pickford's had a save to make. Anyway, that's kind of what this game's been like, unfortunately. It's been a tough watch. It's been a difficult watch. But there is still 20 minutes to go, and maybe we might find a winner. Perhaps England can find a winner in these last 20 minutes or so. Let's wait and see. Oh, Matt Turner took a risk there on the edge of his penalty, but got away with it. Did find Tyler Adams, and now Dest can come forward on his near side. He's had a good game, actually, the fullback for America, who plays for AC Milan, actually, in Serie A. He's had a decent game. He's got forward well, defended well. And he's now got a slight injury there. It was a little late tackle on him there from Luke Shaw, it was. And he's gone down injured, but he certainly looked lively for America on this near side. He's got forward well there. He just overran that ball slightly, and Luke Shaw was able to come in with the tackle. And he's going to need a little bit of treatment now. And there's a little bit of a break now when he gets treatment as the American players are having some drink. Luke Shaw is going to take this throw when the play resumes very shortly, which it has done. He just throws it to Harry Maguire. So let's see if these substitutes can really make a difference. As the substitutes did well, didn't they, the other night in the game against Iran? Let's see if they can make a difference in this game as well. So far, they haven't really had much opportunity to get in it. Grealish had that one run just a moment ago, and he maybe didn't make his mind up what to do with it until it was too late, and he got crowded out and lost the ball. But we need to maybe give him an opportunity to get on that ball again and run at him and see whether he can make something happen. Because we need some sort of spark. The second half's been just as bad as the first half. And we haven't created anything. I say Matt Turner's had a pretty comfortable time of it tonight. He's not had a lot to do, has he? That one save in the first half from Mason Mount, that's about it. Grealish again in possession now. He does well. In fact, he was fouled by Dest, it was, and it's going to be a free kick to England. Let's get Grealish on the ball, see what he can do. Luke Shaw now in possession for England. He's got Grealish here on his near side. He does give the ball to Grealish. His socks low again, down his ankles as he likes to do. He's found Mason Mount. He's got it again. Jack Grealish can get across and he pulls it back to the edge of the box. Harry Kane is inside the area. Good defending again, though, by America. It has to be said. Kane couldn't get the ball out of his feet. Harry Maguire's defended well again, actually. He has had a good game tonight, Maguire. Jack Grealish again. Suddenly looking a little bit more lively with Grealish on the ball. He's done well, Grealish, since he's come on. That's twice now he's run at that American defence. That was good play as well. Pulled the ball back to Harry Kane, and Kane just couldn't quite get enough space in that box to get a shot away, and he was crowded out. They're coming forward again. It's Harry Kane again over on that far side. Finds Bukayo Saka, plays it back to Trippier. It's a loose bit of control there from Trippier, but he's kept possession. Finds Harry Maguire. Pings it up this near side to Luke Shaw. To Jordan Henderson, sorry. Gets it back again. Harry Maguire now with John Stones. Terry says there, come on Southgate, get Dyer on and make the game more exciting. Well, yeah, that'll be the next substitution, won't it? Probably. Anyway, You know, we've got Conor Gallagher on the bench. We've got Phil Foden still on the bench. Marcus Rashford. You know, exciting players who could make something happen. You know, Callum Wilson as an option, isn't he, on the bench as well? All these players are on the bench who can maybe come on and you know, give us some spark. So it'll be interesting to see what the next substitution will be, if there is another one. Anyway, America coming forward now with McKennie. Plays the ball to the edge of the penalty to Pulisic. It's good defending from Maguire. He has had a decent game actually tonight. Jack Grealish now though inside the England half coming forward. A little bit of space inside the centre circle for Jack Grealish. Plays the ball to Mason Mount. Luke Shaw's trying to go around the outside of him. He gets there now. He gets the ball, Luke Shaw. Plays it back to Mount again. Gets it back to Luke Shaw. Plays it to Declan Rice. Harry Kane made a run inside the penalty, but instead he's gone square to the far side to Kieran Trippier, who again plays the ball backwards. He's done that a lot tonight, Kieran Trippier. Kept possession well, but he's not done anything with the ball. I've been quite disappointed with how defensive he's been, but he's probably playing to orders, and you can't blame him. You do what your manager tells you to do, don't you? That's what you've got to do. Declan Rice now inside the centre circle for England finds Luke Shaw. Can England find something in these last 15 minutes to win this game and qualify for the last 16? But it'll be very, very uninspiring, won't it? Harry Maguire now for England plays it forward to Bukayo Saka. Turns away from two defenders, plays it out to that far side to Kieran Trippier. This time, can he get a ball in? Plays it out to Harry Kane. It's into Saka just on the edge of the penalty area on that far side. Again, the ball gets stuck under his feet a little bit. It's taken off him, and America can bring the ball clear. But Maguire steps in again, and now it's with Harry Kane running at that defence. He's found Saka over on that far side, but again, Saka couldn't get the ball. In fact, he was offside. Looking very frustrated, Bukayo Saka. And it's going to be another substitution now. I think it might be an American substitute. It is going to be number 11 who's coming on. That is someone that we know from the Premier League, Brendan Aronson. And Marcus Rashford's coming on for England as well. Oh, so the next substitution has been a little bit more exciting. So well done, Southgate, for that. But Brendan Aronson's coming on, another Leeds player, of course, having a really good season, isn't he, under their American manager. And it is going to be the lovely-haired Weston McKennie who's going off. He had that big chance in the first half, didn't he? He's played well for America, actually. He's worked hard, and he's now going to be replaced by Brendan Aronson. We know how good he can be as well. He is a good player, this kid from America. He's going to pose a few problems. And who else is coming on? Not Jordan Morris. Who's coming on? Oh, it's Shaq Moore is coming on. Another player who plays in America for Nashville alongside Walker Zimmerman. He's coming on as well, number 18, Shaq Moore. And it's going to actually be a Dest to come off, the right back, Serginho Dest, who's had a decent game. He's now gone off. He's looking frustrated that he's come off. I thought he played well, actually. But he's now been replaced by Shaq Moore, who's a fullback as well. So it's a like-for-like substitution. He's not very happy, Dest, actually. He's making his feelings known over on the sideline, actually. Is Bukayo Saka coming off? He's not had a great game, actually, tonight, Saka. It's not been his night. Tried his best. Of course, he worked hard. It wasn't his night, and Marcus Rashford is coming on to replace him, as indeed he did the other night against Iran and scored, didn't he?
Oh, well, let's hope he
scores. So maybe he can do the same again. But yeah, it wasn't Saka's night tonight. Not a great game from him, unfortunately. Terry says there, when Maguire is man of the match, it's been exciting. Yeah, well, he's played well, Maguire, he has. I don't know if he'd be man of the match. He might be, but he's certainly played well. No doubt about that. He's just won that header again as well. It's kind of suited him this game, hasn't it? No one's tried to run him behind him too much. He's had a lot of easy balls in the air to deal with, and he's had a lot of time on the ball when he's had it. So it's been a good game for him, actually. And he has played well, though. You have to give him that. Anyway, America now are looking the more likely winners of this game still. It has to be said. Now, Pulisic is running at the England defence. It's come off Declan Rice, I think. In fact, it must have bounced back off Pulisic. It is going to be a goal kick. Terry says Dest ain't happy he's gone off. No, he wasn't. He made that quite clear, didn't he? And I thought he had a good game. I thought he had a really good game. So I can understand his frustration. But anyway, they've made that change now. America, they've made a couple of substitutions themselves. And I still feel they can probably win this game. And they probably need to win this game from their perspective, because we saw Iran today. They're not a bad side. And America certainly won't find it easy to get a result against them. And depending on what was to happen in the England-Wales game, America might well need to beat Iran to go through. The draw might not be enough. So, in fact, a draw wouldn't be enough if they draw this game, because they'd only have 3 points and Iran would have 4. So they definitely would need to win that game, America. So they probably want to try and win this now, because they have been the better team. Grealish getting involved actually with the America substitute more there. The 2 substitutes. Grealish can't help himself, can he? He has to get involved, and he got involved there, but nothing really. And England are back in possession again with John Stones. We're coming up to the last 10 minutes. Are we going to get some late drama here? We haven't had much drama all night. Mason Mount now for England. Has the ball taken off him again. America coming forward now. This is a good play again. Ball played over the top. It's going to be the substitute there, but again, it's good defending by Harry Maguire. Read that situation well, came across, and he has played well, Harry Maguire. You have to give him that. He played pretty well in the first game, but he's played even better tonight. He's been really solid at the back. And yeah, I think it's been a game that suited him, but anyway, he's done well. Anyway, Moore now the substitute coming forward for America down this near side. We've obviously brought him on as an attacking threat as well. The ball back to Weir, plays it back to Zimmerman. Now it's with Tim Ream. Zimmerman again. We are now into the last 10 minutes. Is he going to be opportunity for somebody to win this game? Perhaps it's England. Jack Grealish now. That's not a great ball though from Grealish. And don't think Marcus Rashford had a touch yet since he came on. Harry Kane, just picked the ball up deep inside his own half. And he's not going to score many goals when he's there, is he? Anyway, England are still coming forward with Mason Mount up this near side. It's a good run from Mason Mount. Cuts inside, plays the ball square to Harry Kane.
Does he want goal?
He needs the support on the outside. He's got it now with Kieran Trippier. Jordan Henderson whaps the ball into the area, but it's not a great ball. It's too comfortable for Matt Turner, who isn't going to drop that at all, is he? And just rolls the ball out to Tyler Adams. And America again coming forward, but it's been really poor from England in the final third tonight. Really, really poor. And it's been slow, cumbersome, and not a very good performance. And America coming forward again with Pulisic over on that far side, cuts in, plays the ball to this near side to the substitute, Moore. It's a good touch from him. Can he get across him? He just goes short instead, gets it back again, Moore. This is a good play again for America, this time down this near side. Moore again involved since coming on. He's got the ball again, plays it inside. This is nice from America. Good defending there, actually. And in fact, it's going to be a free kick to England. It was Luke Shaw. He's not done badly tonight either, actually, Luke Shaw. And he's going to be another substitution by the look of it. Not sure who it is going to be. Is it going to be England? It's America making a substitution. It's going to be Timothy Weir's gone off. George Weir in the stands there giving his son a clap. And it is going to be. And Wright's going off as well. Haji Wright's going off. So 2 more substitutions for America. And it's going to be Giovanni Reyes coming on. And someone we know from the Premier League, Josh Sargent. Well, he's not in the Premier League now, but he has played in the Premier League for Norwich, of course. Josh Sargent. He's still at Norwich in the Championship. He's come on as well, along with Giovanni Reyes, who plays for Dortmund in Germany. England in possession. Harry Maguire plays it square to John Stones. We're into the last 7 minutes of normal time. Are we going to find a winner? Terry says there, well, John, enjoy Battle of the Bowls tonight when you get home from work. Yeah, I think that would be definitely what he should be watching. If John comes back in before, if John comes back in before the end of the game, we'll tell him not to bother with this game at all. Just delete it off the recording. Just delete it and do something else, because it's not going to be worth watching. Watching it once live has been bad enough without having to watch it another time later. Anyway, America are coming forward again with Moore. Plays the ball up the line. Luke Shaw's read that well, actually, and brings the ball forward now for England. Are we going to get a late goal? A little bit of late drama would be nice, wouldn't it? Jack Grealish has just brought the foul there off the substitute, Shaq Moore, and it will be a free kick to England as we move into the final stages of this game. Are we going to get some drama? Because we haven't had too much, really. Nothing to get excited about. and doesn't look like there's going to be a lot to get excited about in the next 6 minutes, but who knows. There'll be a little bit of stoppage time in this second half, actually, because there's been 1 or 2 stoppages. There's been a lot of substitutions. So we'll probably get 5 or 6 minutes anyway. He's going to be a free kick to England over on his near side, which Luke Shaw is going to take. We know what his delivery's like. Could be good. Everyone's lined up on the edge of the penalty area. A good delivery here could cause the American defence a few problems. Luke Shaw puts it towards the penalty spot. It was a good ball. It was well read, actually, by Tim Ream. Clears it away. And it's been a free. Pulisic there was fouled. And it is going to be a free kick to America. You do feel as though, having drawn their first game, America would a draw really a good enough result for them in this game. They really need to win. So they may well take a few more risks in these final few minutes to try and get the goal, and that may leave some space in behind for us to exploit, perhaps on the counter-attack. We'll see. But we are now into the final 5 minutes of normal time. It's been a struggle, this game. It really has. It's been a struggle for England. It's been a struggle to watch. Again, Harry Maguire wins that header. He's won every header tonight. Harry Kane battling away for the ball. England do get possession with Grealish, finds Shaw. Plays it back to Maguire again. He's been quite a controversial selection for this squad and this team, Harry Maguire, hasn't he? But you have to say he's had a decent tournament so far. And he's been very good tonight, it has to be said. So fair play to him. He very rarely lets England down, does he, to be honest? But yeah, his form for Manchester United isn't great, is it? And that's why the questions have been asked. But he certainly answered them tonight with a very, very solid performance. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he does get man of the match, or player of the match, or person of the match, whatever they call it these days. England have got a throw on this near side, which Luke Shaw is going to take. 4 minutes of normal time remaining. Jeff, I was in the chat and he says, Richard, is this the same Maguire that plays for United? I need my specs. Well, apparently it is. He doesn't look the same Maguire, does he? He looks very composed. He's looked very solid and a very reliable defender tonight, and not the Maguire that's been struggling at Man United. But, you know, he's done well. It's fair play to him. Harry Kane now comes forward. He's fouled. Actually, the ball's found Rashford. Marcus Rashford, it's his first opportunity.
Come on.
Runs into a little bit of trouble. There's a mass United States defence have actually defended well. Grealish now, can he find a breakthrough? That's a nice little back in to Rashford. He's got Luke Shaw outside and Rashford goes for the chip shot, but wasn't great. Straight into the arms of Matt Turner, who is getting very close to keeping a clean sheet against England, which I'm sure he'll be delighted about. The ball is just rolled out there to Tim Ream, finds Zimmerman, gets it back again. Tim Ream, 3 minutes of normal time remaining. Plus, there'll be a fair little bit of stoppage time, you'd say. I'm going to go for 6 minutes now. I think that's what they'll be. They tend to add on a bit extra in the World Cup, don't they, to what you'd normally expect. So I'm going to go for 6. Normally, I'll probably go for 4 or 5, but I'm going to say 6. We'll soon find out anyway, because we're coming down towards that point of the game. America's still coming forward again, though. This is Aronson, who's just come on. Not really had a chance to get in the game yet, the Leeds man. But he's done well there. He's found Musa over on that far side. Now substitute Moore, plays it forward. This is good play actually for America again. But again, who's there to cut it out? Harry Maguire brings the ball out of defence as well and plays a ball forward looking for Harry Kane up this near side. I don't think Harry Kane's going to get there. He is a good defending again from Zimmerman. He's not really gave Harry Kane a sniff tonight, to be fair. He's not really let him out of his sight, has he? The Nashville player. And now it's with Matt Turner, who's bringing the ball out of his penalty, taking a bit of a risk there, the American goalkeeper. I thought he was getting bored. He thought he'd come out and have some fun. He nearly lost the ball, but America actually, it started a good attack for America now over on that far side. This could be the moment maybe for America to win it. It's with Christian Pulisic. He's got a spare player over on the edge of the box. He's come to Moore inside the penalty area. Pulls the ball back to the penalty spot. Declan Rice was there. And Jack Grealish now in possession for England. Plays it back to Jordan Pickford, who goes long deep into the American half. There's no England player there. In fact, he's going to go all the way through to Matt Turner, who heads it to Zimmerman. England not taking any chances here, just getting everybody behind the ball. England have given up trying to win this game now. It's like we're settling for the point, which wouldn't be a disastrous result in terms of the group, would it? But it's been a very poor performance from England, it has to be said. Terry says, please not 6 more minutes. More than what? Yeah, well, I just think it's going to be. We'll find out very soon. We're in the last minute of normal time now. Jeffar says, look at my keeper. Love Matt Turner. Yeah, he was. He did some fun. Had some fun there, didn't he, Matt Turner? And he's got the ball again, and he plays it a little bit more simpler this time to Ream. Now, suddenly England are putting the American defence under pressure now in the final minute, finally, which seems a little bit late, but it won't be if we manage to get the goal. Anyway, Henderson now over on that far side runs into trouble, but buys a foul, and we are going to find out what stoppage time there's going to be. But yeah, Matt Turner did some fun there, didn't he? Coming out of his area, dribbling the ball. And he almost lost it, actually, but he didn't, and he got away with it. And in fact, it did lead to an American attack, which almost gave them a goal. England have taken that free kick quickly over on that far side. Harry Kane puts it into the penalty area. It's headed out by Moore, but England have got a corner. We're into stoppage time now at the end of this game. Are we going to have a twist in the tail? We'll have to see. It was Moore there with the header for America. It's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time, actually, not as much as we thought. They're maybe trying to put us out of our misery.
Come on, let's just get a goal, make it.
Anyway, Trippier is going to come across to take this corner for England. It's been not many. We haven't had the ball at this end of the pitch very often in the second half, but we have got an opportunity now to win it very late in this game. It is a corner over on that far side, which Kieran Trippier is going to take. We know he's got a great set piece delivery. Can he produce a moment of magic here? We've got Harry Maguire's in there, Harry Kane's in there. The corner comes in. It's a decent corner. Harry Maguire gets him with a header, heads it down, but he couldn't get any power into it. And Matt Turner's made a comfortable save. I think it would have been kind of justice in a way, maybe, if Maguire got the goal that wins the game there. He did win the header, as he's won every header, but he couldn't get enough power on it. And it was comfortable for Matt Turner. We've played a minute of the 4. It is looking like this is going to finish in a goalless draw, which is probably what the game has deserved. It's been that poor. Although America, I say, will probably be more than delighted with how they've played, because they have played well and they have had the better chances, and they maybe feel that they could have perhaps won this game. And they still might. There's still time for somebody to win it. In fact, they're just giving the ball away to Jack Grealish. Maybe England are going to get a late chance here. Jack Grealish. But he's got no support at all, and he's bought another foul. He's done that well since he's come on, Grealish. He hasn't done very much, but he's managed to buy about 10 fouls. And this one's in a pretty decent area as well on this near side. An opportunity to get the ball in the box. Luke Shaw's going to come across and take this, you would imagine, with his left foot. And are England going to get another opportunity to win this game very, very late on? Luke Shaw's been told by the referee he's going to have to wait for the whistle. Jeff R says there, what do you make of the left back Robinson? He's been good. You mean the American left back? Yeah, no, he's done well. Yeah, obviously plays for Fulham, doesn't he? Anthony Robinson. Yeah, he's done pretty well. I thought the other fullback, Dest, was good as well. Anyway, it's going to be England's left back to take this free kick. Luke Shaw. Is this going to be the moment? We were 90 seconds away from the end of this game. At the end of stoppage time, can we get what would be a really dramatic winner, which would send us through to the knockout stage? Luke Shaw with his free kick on this near side. It's in line with the edge of the penalty, about 25, 30 yards out. Can he get a good delivery? We've certainly got the players in there. It's a decent ball towards the penalty spot. Header comes in. Oh, it's just gone over the top. Was it Harry Kane? I think it was, with the header. That was probably the moment to win it. If we were going to win it, that was probably it there. It was a good ball from Shaw. Found a header, Harry Kane, on the edge of the 6-yard box. Just got in front of the defender there for the first time. But he couldn't direct his header towards the goal. It's gone wide. And that may well be that for England tonight, you feel. That's probably our first real decent effort at goal in this whole of the second half, actually. And it went wide of the post. Matt Turner with that goal kick. We're into the last 30 seconds of the 4 minutes of stoppage time. I think both teams are going to have to settle for a point, which means it's all to play for in the last round of games, isn't it, on Tuesday? All teams could pretty much qualify, couldn't they, actually? All four teams could still qualify going into the last round of games. So it's going to be a tense night, isn't it, on Tuesday, to see who's going to go through. We need to beat Wales and we'll be through, obviously. It's in our hands. And America will probably need to beat Iran as well. And that would put us both through. but there's certainly work to do. Still in this game, we have played the 4 minutes now, but it is a free kick to America. This is going to be probably their last chance. But he's saying that time's up. The manager, it's like he doesn't want to take too many risks here. They might as well throw everything forward if it's the last minute. I mean, a win for America would make a massive difference to this group, wouldn't it? Anyway, Pulisic is going to take this free kick. They're going to have an opportunity to lob it into the box. In fact, they don't. They just play it up this near side to Raya. And in fact, there goes the full-time whistle. It has finished England 0, America 0. We still haven't managed to beat America in the World Cup. That's the third time we've played them at this tournament, and 1 defeat and now 2 draws. So we beat them in friendlies quite often, score a lot of goals usually. But when it comes to a World Cup, we can't seem to manage to beat them, can we? And we haven't managed to tonight either. Very, very poor performance from England, very flat. We lacked a lot of energy, lacked any pace in our play. And America were probably the more dangerous team. They hit the bar in the first half, and they didn't have a lot of chance in the second half either, it has to be said. The game became a little bit of a stalemate in the end, and that's how it's finished. We've had, five goalless draws in this World Cup already, which is not far off the total for the whole of the last couple of World Cups. I think there was 7 at the last one, and we've had 5 already in this World Cup. So, yeah, not great, is it? Mark says there, good to get an interesting Dulwich performance under our belt. Bring on Wales. Well, yeah, we tend to get at least 1 every tournament, usually more. Jeff R says it's over 0-0. It is indeed. Terry says, very happy with Matt Turner tonight. Good save. Fans didn't put a foot wrong. We know he didn't. He had a good game. Matt Turner had a very good game. He looked solid, didn't he? Yes, we didn't really put him under too much pressure, and we didn't force him into too many saves, but he did everything he had to do pretty well. Mason Mount and Pulisic there, of course, Chelsea teammates in conversation at the end of the game there. I'm sure they'll have a lot to say about that. But yeah, it wasn't a very good performance, was it? Let's be fair. It was quite dull. Jeff R says there, wanted England to win, but I'll take a draw. Yeah, I mean, a draw is not a disaster, is it? It's still in our hands, isn't it? Obviously, if we can beat Wales, then we'll be through and we'll win the group. But yeah, it wasn't great tonight, was it? And, America played well. And if, we know that Wales are going to give everything. They're going to throw everything into that game. They're going to try everything, but they have to win. And they're playing England. So regardless of that, they'll try and win that game anyway. So it's going to be tough. And Wales are a team that, we know a lot of their players. They know a lot of our players. It's going to be a difficult game. And it's certainly not a foregone conclusion that we'll win. If you remember when we played them in the Euro, we only won in stoppage time, didn't we? It was 1-0 down, and it was a very late goal that won us that game, wasn't it? From Daniel Sturridge, I think it was. So, it's going to be tough. A draw may be enough as well. Not that we want to draw again with Wales, we want to beat them, but it is in our hands, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, tonight was very uninspiring. I think we're all quite excited about this game after the Iran game, thinking, this England team might be going to show us something a bit different in the tournament for a change. But no, tonight was back to the same old. Really, really slow, really, dull football, backwards, sideways passing, creating very little, really poor in the final third tonight. America defended well, you have to say. Zimmerman and Ream were very, very good at the back for America. Zimmerman pretty much had Kane in his pocket for most of the game, didn't he? Great performance from him. And the 2 fullbacks got forward well from America. I thought they played well, the Americans, actually. They look a half-decent team. And, if they get through, they're going to be a difficult team for anyone to play in the knockouts, because I think they're very organised and strong at the back and solid. So they've still got work to do. They're going to have to get a result against Iran, aren't they? So, but England were off it tonight. Too many players were not at their best, were they? It wasn't Bukayo Saka's night at all tonight. A very, very disappointing performance from him. Yes, he had 1 or 2 bright moments, but no, wasn't a very good performance from him. But Bellingham as well was nowhere near at the levels he showed against Iran. I mean, defensively, we were fine. The defenders all played pretty well. Defensively, they did well. And that's what, you want them to do, I suppose. And, Harry Maguire was probably the pick of the players tonight. And up front, we just showed nothing. Harry Kane was dropping deeper and deeper to try to get the ball. Didn't really have any, just that one header right at the end, didn't he? From that free kick, could have won it, but he didn't really have a lot of influence on this game. Sterling was quiet. I say Saka was quiet. And Mason Mount didn't really create much either, did he? Had that one chance in the first half, and the substitutes have come on, did all right, didn't they? Grealish, looked lively, but didn't have that final ball, did he? Fell over quite a lot, won a few free kicks. Rashford didn't really get much opportunity to get in the game, did he? Which was a shame for him. And Jordan Henderson was the other sub who just did Jordan Henderson stuff, really, didn't he? Nothing to write home about. Terry says, after that abysmal display, a very good effort by Richard to make it sound good. I can see the relief. It's all over. Yeah, definitely all over. And the blood flowing back for everybody. Yeah, I mean, it was a very, very poor spectacle of a game of football, let's be honest. Regardless of whether it was England playing or not, it was just a really dull game. And I would have thought not too many neutral fans would have enjoyed any of that, really, because it wasn't great, was it? I mean, we're going to look at it in a slightly different perspective because it's our country, it's our nation that's involved. But yeah, this was a very, very poor game. England were very poor. America was slightly better. At least they offered a little bit more of a threat going forward and created some better chances. But they wasn't great either, let's be honest. And it wasn't a great game. But we've got a draw. We've got 4 points out of 6. We're top of the group with one game to play. I mean, it's okay, isn't it? At the end of the day, let's try to get some perspective on it. We're a point ahead of Iran. America will need to beat Iran to have any chance of going through, and Wales need to beat England to have any chance of going through. So it's all going to be a dramatic night on Tuesday, isn't it? We will bring you coverage of that as well on Tuesday, which is going to be hopefully a better game than this one. John says there, just caught the end of the game. It was the England didn't even break into a sweat. Yeah. A total lack of commitment. You're right there. Yeah, I mean, if I were you, John, I wouldn't bother watching the game back, if I'm totally honest, because you'll fall asleep. You might as well just watch the film because nothing to get excited about. We had one chance at the end, that Harry Kane header from the free kick. That was it. The only real opportunity we had at goal in the whole of the second half. So really, really poor from England. But I suppose sometimes in tournament football, it is about doing the job, isn't it? Getting through the group and then hopefully in the knockout stage, getting the wins. I mean, we spoke about the 1982 World Cup the other night on the show when Italy, who ended up winning it, didn't win a game in the group. They drew all 3 games, played really boring, negative football. Even the Italian fans were complaining about the team, and then the knockouts that come about, and they turned it on and won the World Cup. So, let's not read too much into the group stage. We had one decent performance against Iran. We've had one poor performance tonight against America. Let's get the result against Wales and get through, and then we're going to have to play better up in the knockout stage because it's all or nothing, isn't it? It's win or out. So a performance like this in the knockouts, and the best we'll do is a penalty shootout, and we know how good we are at them. Shootout. So yeah, we don't want that, do we? John says, just heard Kane say they're delighted with keeping the clean sheet. Well, yeah, I think after the 2 goals. See, I think that might explain the way we set out to play tonight. Because we let in those 2 really sloppy goals against Iran when we were 4-0 up, whatever it was at the time. Maybe Southgate's got away and thought, right, we need to be stronger and more solid defensively in this game, and we were. There's no doubt we were really solid defensively. Yes, if America had some better finishing, they might have scored 2 goals, but we were a lot better defensively tonight. We didn't really make any mistakes. We were pretty solid, and yeah, that's a good starting point, isn't it? When you're in a tournament, if you can keep clean sheets, you've got a good chance of going a long way, haven't you? And that was a positive tonight, the only positive really, because we offered very little else. But yeah, I suppose I can understand why the players will be pleased with that, because I'm sure that was one of the instructions before they went out: keep a clean sheet, and they've done that. So they've achieved at least 50% of what they wanted to achieve. Obviously, the other 50% was scoring a goal and winning the game, which we wasn't ever looked like we were likely to do. But anyway. Terry says, John, I don't think there'll be any highlights for you to watch. No, there isn't any highlights for you to watch at all. So I wouldn't bother really as it goes. We've got a comment there saying hi. I don't really want to try and pronounce your name in case I get it wrong. I won't want to even try and do that. But thank you for tuning in anyway. But yeah, the game itself was poor, wasn't it? But yeah, tournament football is about getting through the group, isn't it? That's what matters. And if we go a long way in the tournament, if we get to the final, if we were to win the World Cup, not too many people will care too much that there was a really disappointing, boring 0-0 draw against America. If you remember in '66, well, I don't know you remember 66. I don't physically remember. I wasn't born, but there was in the group stage. There was a really boring England drew 0-0 with Uruguay. I think it was in the group stage. And we went on to win the World Cup. So it's not the end of the world, is it? Let's be honest. But yeah, it was a poor performance tonight. I think we all were expecting a bit more after the Iran game. We was hoping for a bit more, and we just didn't really get going, did we? It's certainly not in the attacking sense. But yeah, clean sheet, defended well. And yeah, 4 points, top of the group. And let's just, look forward now to Tuesday and a dramatic conclusion to this group where all 4 teams could still qualify. Depending on it, obviously, Wales and the USA need to win, and Iran and England need a draw to both to go through. So we'll see how that all works out. But not too sure. John says Irish channel RTE2 are showing after game. I watched Battle of the Bulge, watched the Germans lose again. Yeah, I mean, it was quite good watching them lose the other day, wasn't it, to Japan? But I'm sure they'll still find a way to go through because they tend to. I know they didn't in the last World Cup, but they do tend to find a way to go through, don't they, in World Cups? But we'll see. I mean, there's been some strange results in this tournament, hasn't there, so far? There's been a few shocks. Not all the fancy teams have done as well. Argentina lost, Germany lost. So, there's the hosts are out already. Not that they were particularly well fancied, but yeah, it's been a World Cup with some strange results, and that's it. I suppose it's kept it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too bothered about this game, if I'm honest. We need to get a result against Wales, and I'm sure we're more than capable of doing that, aren't we? Let's be honest. I've watched Wales play in this World Cup, and they're not great, are they? I say their 2 best players, Ramsey and Bale, are both well past their best, and they don't really have a lot else of top quality. They're a hard-working team. We know they're going to give everything against us, but I just don't see them having the quality to be able to beat us on Tuesday. So I'm not particularly worried. I think we'll go through. I think we'll win the group, and we'll move on. And hopefully, we'll looks like we'll be playing either Senegal or Ecuador, and I won't be too bothered about either of them two, what I've seen of them. So quarterfinals maybe is on the cards, but yeah, we'll have to be better in the attacking third of the pitch if we're going to progress in this competition. There's no doubt about that. John says, how did Matt Turner play? Did he even have much to do? No, he didn't have much to do. He made 1 save in the first half for Mason Mount, which was a decent enough save. He pushed it round the post. You'd expect him to save it. Crosses that came in, his handling was good. His distribution was good, actually, which I know something that he's never been really comfortable with. His distribution was good tonight. He did one little, he kind of dribbled the ball out of his box at one point in the second half. He nearly got caught out, but he joined in the game, came out, dribbled the ball outside the penalty and stuff like that. He played well. He did well. I mean, he didn't have a lot to do in terms of having to save shots because he didn't. But he did okay, and yeah, he looks a decent goalkeeper. I'm pretty happy that he's our goalkeeper or our backup goalkeeper because he looks okay. But yeah, I mean, America got some decent players. I thought the 2 fullbacks were good, the 2 centre backs were good. I thought McKennie in midfield was good. He had a big chance he could have scored. I thought Tyler Adams had a good game actually. Their captain in midfield, and yeah, Pulisic obviously we know his quality. So, but yeah, it wasn't the greatest game to watch. And it has finished England 0, USA 0, which is probably the right result for the game. The game didn't really deserve a goal because it just wasn't really very good. What does it say there? Terry says Mrs. B is doing an awful lot of swipe rights.
I'm doing shopping.
Christmas shopping.
I'm shopping because it's more interesting than the footy.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah,
it definitely was more interesting than that particular game, which was very, very poor. But yeah, it was 0-0. But at the end of the day, are we really that bothered in the overall scheme of the group? No, we will. Well, we should still go through, and we should still win the group. So let's take the positives from that, and move forward to Tuesday. So yeah, I'm just glad the game's over actually because it was really a difficult game to watch and get excited about, wasn't it? Because just nothing happened. So definitely don't watch it, John. Anyway, there's no point. Watch the film.
No point.
And yeah, you definitely won't miss anything by not watching it. Anyway, we are back tomorrow for the Arsenal Women's Weekly. We had to move the night, obviously, because of this game. There'd have been no point us doing this show at 7 o'clock because no one would have watched it because everyone will be watching the England game, won't they? So we're doing it tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I know it's a bit of a strange time, but it's Saturday and we're trying to kind of fit it in around the World Cup and whatever as well when everyone's available. But it should be a good show. We're going to look back on the women's defeat, obviously, to Manchester United last Saturday, which was a really poor performance, and then look at what was a much better performance last night against Juventus in the Champions League, which ended in a draw. We could have won that game, but we'll take a draw. And again, in that group situation, that's not a bad result, is it? So we'll look at that. Obviously, a few injury issues that we've got. So obviously, Beth Mead, we'll talk about that as well. We'll get the guys' thoughts on everything to do with the Arsenal women. That's at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Then on Monday evening, 7 o'clock, we are doing our World Cup memories. We're on to episode 3, which is Mexico 86, which was a rather controversial World Cup, wasn't it, for one particular incident, which I'm sure we'll obviously talk about. But overall, it was a decent World Cup, actually. There was a lot of good football played, and there was a very good Argentina side in that World Cup as well, wasn't there? And a certain BBC presenter won the Golden Boot, didn't he? But we won't really talk about that too much because he mentions it pretty much every time he's on TV, doesn't he? So we're not going to talk about it. But
are you on about Lineker?
Yeah,
never.
Yeah. So, but that's the 86 World Cup. So it'll be a good show. That the last two have been really good. Looking back at some of these previous World Cups, and this 86 one is going to be good as well. A good tournament overall. And I say England were a bit unfortunate, maybe not to have gone a bit further there. We know how we got cheated out of that one, didn't we? So we'll look at that on Monday. That'll be good. And of course, Tuesday is the conclusion of Group B in the World Cup, isn't it? England against Wales. We'll have the watch along of that game. Obviously, keep you updated with what's going on in Iran against America as well to see who goes through. Then Wednesday, Melvin's back. He's got John Sperling, the Arsenal author. He's written some fantastic books about Arsenal. He's coming on the Highbury Matter show on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. That is going to be brilliant, that. So definitely join us for that one. And of course, next Friday, we'll be back with more Arsenal women's show, of course, because there's a game coming up next Saturday against Everton. The WSL's back a weekend off this week, but it's back next week. And Arsenal play Everton, a game we have to win now following that Manchester United defeat. So loads of great stuff coming up. And, there'll be more World Cup stuff, I'm sure, as well. And obviously, once England have got through, assuming we get through, we'll have a knockout game to bring you as well, won't we? Which will be towards, I don't know what date that one is. We'll have to find out. But we'll fit everything around all that anyway. But anyway, that's that for tonight. The England game against USA wasn't a fantastic game of football. But don't worry, it's not the end of the world. We are still top of the group. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? So join us tomorrow if you can at 4 o'clock because we're back for the women's show. That's going to be great. All the guys are coming on. So join us for that. And then I'll say on Monday, we'll look back on a better World Cup maybe than this one's been so far, 86, which had some great moments, didn't it? So join us all for that. Thank you much for watching. Don't forget to give it a like before you go. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new. We will see you tomorrow. Did you enjoy that game?
No.
No.
No. I'd rather watch the women.
Yeah, I'd rather watch the women as well.
I'm half-heartedly watching, to be fair. Yeah,
well, hopefully Tuesday might be better because obviously that's a game that both teams can still go through. Wales need to win, so they're going to come at us and try and win the game.
Yeah,
and
it'll probably be a good game, actually.
It'll probably be it should be a much better game.
Than this.
It'll be a much better game than this. I'm sure it will. Terry says there, I thought we were mates, Richard. That's the first game I've watched. And that was only because of you.
Oh, bless him.
Well, there'll be better ones to come, I'm sure. And Terry says there, Richard and Mrs. B, have a great weekend.
You too.
And I'll see you tomorrow in the chat. Yeah, thank you very much. And Jeffar says there, breaking news: FIFA to investigate Maguire's performance against USA. Yeah, he must. It was far too good, wasn't it? Something's going on. Maybe I need to investigate it because he did play well tonight, and fair play to him as well. He deserved. If he got man of the match, he deserved it because he was good. So we'll see you tomorrow on the women's show, and hopefully, I say the next England game will be better. It will be better, Terry. Don't worry. Stick with it. It will be better next time. Well, it can't be any worse, can it, John? John says there, England will qualify. And we'll get to quarterfinal. Yeah, we should do. Looking at the group, the draw, we will have a great chance of getting to quarterfinals. But we're going to have to show a little bit more quality in the final third. I'm sure we will. We did against Iran, didn't we? Let's face it. I know they had they had their problems, but we saw they're a decent team. We saw them against Wales today. So, you know, we've got the potential in this team to do well. We've done well in the last 2 tournaments. We've got some younger players who've got a little bit more experience now. Saka, Bellingham, you know, got players on the bench that we could bring on who've got quality. You know, Conor Gallagher's not played yet. Phil Foden hasn't played yet. You know, these are players that have got quality. We know what they can do. John says, "Good night, Terry." So yeah, indeed. So that's that. Then I say it wasn't the greatest game, was it? But anyway, we made the best of it. We tried to keep it as entertaining for you as we could, even though it was quite tricky at times with the way the game went. But yeah, thanks to all you guys for watching, everyone in the chat as well. If you're around tomorrow at 4 o'clock, please join us. We enjoy your company for that. And then another week coming up, another week of great shows on the channel. And of course, hopefully some more exciting football from the World Cup. England against Wales on Tuesday, which is going to be fun. So yeah, please join us for all of that. I will see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, as always, come on, you Gunners, come on, England, and let's do better, because that was just crap, man. But we'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow's show is going to be really good. So definitely join us for that. So we'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Ta-da. Real Martinelli. It's now with Granit Xhaka. Is it going to be the third goal? It is the third goal. Granit Xhaka with it. That seals it.